The summer's on, and I've been living on the beach. Left my shoes and all my troubles far away. Been waiting all year to be here, to ride the wave of the water frontier. The ocean's warm and the tunes are chill. We're staying here till we get our fill. We're working hard and we're playing hard too. We're gonna do what we gotta do. Time to go big or go home. And I ain't going home, 'cause summer's on. And I'll be living on the beach. Left my shoes and all my troubles far away. 'Cause summer's on. The ocean's underneath my feet. And if the sun is out, I'll ride the waves all day. Everything we've ever wanted's right here. Don't wanna blink just to fight the fear that our time will pass way too fast. And I'll be dreaming of the beach another year. We're gonna have the time of our lives. Days and nights with the sun in our eyes. And a wild tide under bluest skies, tearing up the shoreline. 'Cause summer's on, and I'll be living on the beach. Left my shoes and all my troubles far away. 'Cause summer's on. The ocean's underneath my feet. And if the sun is out, I'll ride the waves all day. Gonna ride the summer's on, and I'll be living on the beach. The summer's on, and I'll be living on the beach. Left my shoes and all my troubles far away. 'Cause summer's on, the ocean's underneath my feet. And if the sun is out, I'll ride the waves all day.
Hello. I almost forgot to unmute. My model is correct. Yes. Hi.
Hey, Kaon,
I'm
your
playing Violet.
audio is muted on the broadcast.
Oh,
I see.
uh-oh.
Well, that's good. So I'll just redo the intro one more time here. So once again, sorry about that. Good to note that my audio is working now. So welcome to our third episode of Sand and Shadow, our Dungeons and Dragons 5e campaign set in the desert kingdom of Abu Qinasta. Once again, I'm your dungeon master and host, EK on the Turtle VTuber, and going right back into introductions, we have the lovely Not Mafia.
Hi again. I don't know if I was heard last time, but I'm not Mafia and I'm playing Violet, the warlock undead zombie who has broken some children out of jail. Let's go.
Yeah, you broke some children out of jail. Follow next is, of course, the lovely Wailing Frog.
Hello. I had to cover for the breaking out of jail of children.
Yeah, we are a couple of miscreants, we are. Next, we have the newbie, but our lovable Lumi.
Hello. I like Doritos.
You got to
intro
read.
over.
Amazing. And then finally, we got my bud. We got Rune Phantom here.
What's good, everybody? I hope y'all had a good week.
So, where we last left off, you guys were in the midst of doing an interrogation on one of the children, well, I should say teenagers at this point, because that's technically their age, on one of the teenagers that that you guys had captured during the raid at the menagerie warehouse. You managed to get a name out of the child, Zephyr, the person who had hired them to simply have the kids follow her around before she inevitably escaped from your clutches just before you were able to detain her. Discussing what to do next with what little information you guys have gathered, you were then the Scott Aldine was then assaulted with a massive explosion that caused a large gust of wind to knock down all but a few of you and many of the officers inside the tower at the time. You were assaulted by 7 individuals, with interrogation officer Lee, the Leonin, who was able to drag one of the 7 individuals outside to fight outside of the enclosed area, where the rest of you engaged in combat. You were able to dispatch You were able to dispatch 3 out of the 5 what you know to be trainees, according to the one who was wielding the scimitars, while the other leader went down to gather what they were looking for. With some quick-witted use of spellcasting and martial acumen, you guys were able to dispatch, like I said, 3 of them, but with 2 remaining, you weren't able exactly to stop all of them. As Violet recognizes when she went down after finding a clear path down to the cells, that they were after the sick Air Genasi girl that you had learned about through your interrogation, leaving the rest of the children behind. Now, in an attempt to stop them, with some really clever use of her racial ability, Visper then phase-stepped into the sky to try to tackle down one of the individuals, but he was able to catch her, and as he did so, he let gravity do the work and tried to kill her by falling. But thanks to Squarb and to Serena's quick reactions, they were able to safely catch Visper before she nearly fell to her death. We now find ourselves in the wreckage of the 6th Company Scouta Aldine headquarters, with no way of tracking where these individuals are, and you'll notice that as you guys continue to examine the wreckage, all the Air Genasi children are also missing. Who would like to start first?
Well,
I
I'm
think-
separated from everybody,
Oh.
so everybody has
Yeah.
to go first, I think.
Correct. Yes, you were separated. You dashed out of there as soon as you were able and getting clear of sight. So we will start with Visper, Serena, and Squarb.
Are you all right, Visper?
I'm fine. I still hate that guy who literally almost dropped me to my death.
That's what happens when we go chasing after people who can fly if we don't have wings of our own.
Yeah, you're right. But still, like, why?
It was a very
Uh,
brave thing you did, regardless.
I'm gonna look around and how many are there a lot of wounded around us or
Nobody was actually wounded outside of Vesper and maybe you guys if you took hits. The majority of the officers were either knocked down due to the sheer blast from the uh sheer blast of the explosion. But if you would like, if you could roll a quick either investigation or perception, I can tell you if there's anybody else that might have gotten caught in the blast.
I will do perception.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
That is an 18.
You are able to notice that in the rubble where the explosion occurred, you do notice there are some limbs sticking out of the sandstone rubble.
Oh.
They don't appear to be moving, but you are a doctor, so
Yeah, can I do a medicine check as I try to dig them out?
absolutely.
Okay.
I'll assist with digging them out, by the way.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So get advantage on that if you would.
Okay. I'll just roll that again then.
Mhm.
And 13 is the best one.
Out of the 5 bodies you are able to find, 2 of them are still breathing.
Okay. That's unfortunate.
It's better than none.
Yeah. Would you guys be all right taking about 10 minutes? We're gonna have to look around here anyway, so I'm gonna do a prayer of healing. It takes about 10 minutes to cast.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you want to cast that, that's all on you.
Okay. I will choose Visper because I know she's hurt bad.
Mm-hmm.
And then the 2 people who are still alive, as well as myself.
Okay. And how much does your prayer of healing heal per round?
It is just after 10 minutes, it's 2d8 plus 3.
Okay, go ahead and roll those for me, please, and then we'll get that squared away.
All right.
Because I know Visper
Well,
could
that-
desperately use that.
While that's still being
Yes.
cast, I'd like to investigate the hole that got blasted into the wall and see if I can figure out what caused that.
Absolutely. Go ahead and roll an investigation check for me, Swerb.
All right, 1 second.
And then
That's 14 health.
Yep, so go ahead and heal 14 Visper.
Nope,
Ooh.
I do not know.
Okay, so as you kind of begin to sift through the rubble, Squirb, you do notice that this was clearly done by an explosion, without a
Right.
doubt. The rumbling that you felt earlier was definitely from the explosion, but you don't seem to find any explosive residue like you would normally find. There's no like shrapnel or any sort of like burn marks anywhere underneath the rubble. You're having trouble finding any sort of evidence to recognize whether if this was a magical explosion or a man-made explosion.
All right. Do my partners, Persephone and Minaj, also have sending earrings, or are they currently with us?
They are outside of the HQ because you had Persephone go out to handle messages elsewhere, and then Minaj was off to do a patrol.
Right, I remember that. Do they also have sending earrings then?
No, these earrings are specifically for you guys.
Damn. Okay. Well, in that case, I'm gonna see if there's anybody who's still standing who might have a better chance of figuring out what the hell caused this.
Yeah. I would say, given your company, you would have to speak to another company. You'll have to get information from another company to do an investigation for you.
All right. In that case, I'm gonna go find my CO and see if she can take care of that for me.
Absolutely. As you, so you notice that your CO is covered in a bit of her office as a lot of her things blew off of her shelves and the table was turned over. She's currently just pushing the table off of her, and you were able to easily get the place cleaned up enough so that way you can get information from her.
Are you all right, ma'am?
Just a little, and then she just like one big shove, and you just see the entire desk flip back on its side.
As it should be.
Okay.
Have you received reports yet as to this? And I gesture back towards the mess.
And she seems a little rattled as she looks over. No, whatever this was, it was coordinated.
I think so too. I'm currently unable to figure out exactly the source of the explosion that opened up a hole in our wall. We're going to need help from one of the other companies. Is that something you could take care of for us, please?
Yes, I will get in contact with one of our other companies, and we will do our best to figure this out.
Good.
Were you able to
I'm-
get any information related to these intruders? Any descriptions or what they were here for?
They took the Ergonasi children that we took in from our raid the other night.
Shit. That was our only lead.
This is another one, believe it or not. If we can find out the source of the explosion, we can figure out who or what caused it and go from there.
All right. I'll contact the 8th. They'll be able to investigate further. In the meantime, what of you and your allies? Are they okay?
I myself came out without a scratch. One of our compatriots, Visper, I'm not certain of her kin, the very dark elf. She attempted to chase, and unfortunately ended up getting herself injured while doing so, but Serena is taking care of her.
All right.
Oh,
good.
and just a note to add on there: Violet is missing.
Oh,
I
yeah.
would assume you've noticed
Thank
that.
you. Thank you. And Violet appears to be missing currently.
Huh.
Actually, now that you mention that, I'm going to try sending a message to Violet using the earring and asking if she's okay.
Yeah, you can certainly do so.
So I'm going
Uh,
to do that.
all right. Yeah, I'm doing final. I just had to go. Bye.
That was... Well, I look to my CO. Violet appears to be okay, but I think we should find her soon, too. She's... What's the phrase? She was very short and seemed like she very much wanted to stop talking ASAP.
I am currently sprinting through the streets.
Meanwhile, down in the streets of Blazzotan, you just see Violet just.
I don't breathe actually, but yeah.
Good enough.
Your body still remembers.
Yeah. I'm just sprinting down with like 4 children also sprinting behind me, and we're making our way to Dead End Labor.
Yeah. I will say, Mafia, you are fading in and out for your mic.
Yep, I'm leaning in and out of it.
I see.
Just fix my posture.
Yep, no problem. So, with that in mind, your CO goes into the pulls out a sending stone and then begins to start relaying information to the 8th and the 3rd companies. The 8th company, as you would know, Squarb, is the investigation and enforcement company. These are basically actual police officers. And then the 6th company is the medical company. So these are the guys who will actually go out of their way to, do first aid and things of that nature, triage if necessary. So she's getting those guys on the line. And then she looks back to you and she goes, "For the time being, get your team together. I'm putting you on this case."
Understood. I give her a curt salute and then turn about, march out, back down to the entryway where everybody else already was, look at them and say, "We need to find who did this."
Serena's just still praying.
That's fine. It didn't take 10 minutes to get up there and report. So.
Yeah,
Yep.
no, it was literally just down the hall. Okay, so with that in mind, we're going to jump over to Violet. You make your way back to Dead End Labor, where you see the sole Air Genasi boy who you interrogated. He is still disguised as Squarb.
Okay, take the hat off.
Oh yeah, and he reaches up for it and he just grabs the air over his head and then around his head and he lifts it and then suddenly the magic of disguise self is removed from him.
All right, thank you. I'll be taking that back. They're gonna ask me questions if I don't have it. All right. So you lot. There's a lot of you. I suppose we've got a couple important things to go over here. Hmm. Do any of you have any more information on the person who hired you? Just
They
like
just like
blanket statement.
okay. They all look at each other, kind of bewildered, and then the boy you interrogated perks up again and goes, "Outside of the name, that's all we got."
All right. Well, That sucks. Well, in that case, uh, our next priority is you lot's safety. Do you have like family uh to like go to that would worry about you going missing?
Oh yeah, we can just we know the city really well. We can just like
Yeah,
scatter
great.
if you need us to.
Would they know that you were arrested and then be suspicious about the fact you are back?
They kind of look at each other again. No, I don't think
No?
so.
Yeah, it was pretty quick. So in that case, we're just I'm just gonna send you all home, but you should be careful about like just like getting involved with anything. Maybe lay low for a little bit, especially if these people you worked for are uh, dangerous.
Yeah, we'll try to be better about being more picky about what jobs we do from now on.
Oh, and when leaving, go the other way from the way we came in because we might have some visitors soon who would recognize you, and I don't want that. So just like
Yeah, we'll definitely be sure to do that. Uh all right guys, let's get out of here. And then you feel a small breeze ensorcel you as each of the kids begin to slowly levitate off the ground before they jump onto the roofs and then out into the city of Blasphatan.
great. All right, they're gone before Scorb is here. Great. Nothing. I have nothing. I have no problems. Right. Great. Well, I have many problems, but
You have
uh,
many problems.
not related, not immediate. That will get me in trouble.
Right.
Let's see. I don't know if there's much else for me to do here. I guess I might. Okay, I'll signal to Scorb that. All right, I'm done with my thing. I'll be coming back. Actually, to everybody.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll
So
make my way back to the
alrighty, awesome.
place.
So, you relay that message as you walk back to the Skada Aldine's tower, and you see that a lot of the officers have finally regained consciousness, and your prayer of healing has ended.
Yep.
So the two you were able to save, thank you graciously, Serena, for your prayer of healing. And then they immediately kind of just get back to work, trying to, fix the HQ, clear up the rubble, everything like that. Uh, I would say, if you would like, if anybody needs to, in the about an hour has passed since this has happened. If anybody would like to take a short break, you may do so. Um, but it is not but like I don't know if anybody else is injured for the short rest to actually matter.
I have 2 hit points gone, which is a not insignificant amount when talking about third level.
Fair enough.
Third level spellcasters. Uh,
You are
Yes,
also
I
a
will.
warlock, so
yeah. How does this work?
you if you go up to your character sheet, you'll see where it says I believe it says short or long rest on it, or it looks like a campfire symbol.
Yeah.
You click that, and then it will pull up a. Or is it? Yeah. So look, you just click short rest. You
Oh,
can
I get my
say
spells back too.
yeah, and then
I
you
don't
can.
think I used any, but
I don't think you did either. Now that I think about it, but like it's there if you need it.
yeah.
So, all right. So you all gather around, and you sort of you sort of help clear up some of the rubble. There's still a lot of work to be done. This explosion was massive, and interrogation officer Lee, he was able to kind of rouse himself from his unconscious state. He looks he doesn't look worse for wear. His physique is covered in scars, but that's more or less not from the battle that he endured, but from just his life in general. as you can assume, Serena. But he doesn't appear to be severely injured. Nothing that he couldn't shrug off, if that makes
Okay.
sense.
Yeah.
So he walks over to you guys and he goes, "Oh my goodness. Okay. Everybody okay?"
Yeah, we
Well,
are
like,
now.
well-
How about
I love that we all started speaking all at once.
Yeah, I was gonna say 4 voices at once. What's going on?
I have come away uninjured, and the rest appear to be at least recovered.
What is our casualty report?
Higher than 0.
They must have been caught in the blast then. Okay. Did they escape?
They did. They managed to escape with our Ganassi, not prisoners, that's not the word, because they weren't prisoners.
You can the
Convicts?
the preferable term would probably be detainees.
Yes.
Yeah.
They managed to escape with our Ganassi detainees.
I see. So
Orb landed a pretty good hit, just saying.
yeah. Well, I mean, oh my goodness. Okay. Where's my battle axe? And he's looking around and he's just trying to find his battle axe. Like,
I'll
I'm
help
gonna-
him find it.
okay, yeah. It doesn't take you too long to find it. It's the battle axe that's embedded in the center of the courtyard, and this thing is considerably large.
Squarb can lift it.
Roll a strength check.
With my +3 strength, sure. Not like that, I'm not.
You find it and you find it and you're like, hey, I think I found it, and then you grab it, and as you try to lift it, the sheer weight underneath this, it's sort of like the funny scene in Avengers where everybody's trying to lift Mjolnir.
Yep.
It's exactly like that, and he goes, my axe, and then he goes, thanks, Featherfowl, and he just grabs it by one hand and just lifts it off the ground.
God, this guy is... I love him already.
He then swings it onto his shoulder and he goes, all right, well, since there's nobody else to interrogate, I guess I'm on cleanup duty. Did
For now.
the commanding officer give you any new orders?
I've been given jurisdiction of locating who exactly is responsible for this assault alongside my team. She has already put in word to the 8th and the 6th to get their people here to investigate the explosion and to help with casualty cleanup.
Wonderful. I will have a messenger send you a message as soon as we get more information regarding this explosion.
Thank you very much. That's going to be the biggest lead, I think.
Yeah. Listen, I have no idea what's going on right now. It could be something to do with the migrations. It could be something to do with just all the crazy thefts that have been going on. But a lot of weird crimes just seem to happen coincidentally to be a coincidence.
It all links back to Zephyr. That's my thinking right now. I don't have anything solid to go on, but that's my hunch.
Zephyr, huh?
Yes, that. If you're not familiar with the name, that she's one of the leaders. We need to find her. If we find her, I think we'll be able to unravel a lot of this.
Well, it's a good a lead as any. If you need to, try speaking to one of the info brokers in town. That might get us a bit more information to work off of.
Well, it just so happens that I've already made friends with one of them.
Good, good. In a city like this, and he just begins to work on the rubble. We could all use more friends. And he just sort of tosses a large chunk of sandstone off to the side.
All right. With that, I will gather up everybody who's currently standing here. Actually, fuck gathering them up. I have the sending stone. I'm using that. At this time, I'm going to suggest that we go visit our old friend Kassar and see exactly what we might be able to learn from him.
We are giving him so much business.
It's a good start, I think. Unless you have
Yeah.
any other recommendations.
No, he's the only end that I know of.
Yeah. I'm fine with that.
All right, meet us there, Violet.
Yep.
All right, so you all head to Niella's Nook, and you enter the building. It is about midday now. You guys have been kind of going hard since the morning, but it's about midday now, and the place is slowly getting packed. Uh, the two bartenders, the tiefling and the elf, they recognize you, and they sort of get the sense that you're not here for a drink, and so
Oh no.
the tiefling simply pulls out the trinket, kisses it, and then tosses it your guys' way.
Oh yeah, no. Squarb steps in that doorway and he looks like a fucking thunderstorm.
Yeah, so she just tosses you the trinket over to you guys, and then she just gives you like a curt nod to signify like we understand.
And Squarb nods back.
You approach the Coleopteryx, and he looks down and he goes, "Weren't you guys already here?"
And we're back again. I hand him the trinket.
All right, and he just sort of sidesteps out of the way. Should be in his office right now.
Thank you.
Once more, you go up the flight of stairs where you see the other Coleopteryx, and he just, with one of his large arms, he just points to the door that leads to Kassar's office. And this place is actually now more well lit. All of the crystal lanterns that hover over the tables are now all aglow. So you guys have dim light throughout the whole course.
Better than nothing.
Yep.
I can see.
Yes, everybody can see now.
Yes.
No more spooky lizard people.
I mean, Kassar's still spooky, but you know.
Right, but I mean, that's just who Kassar is. What do you do?
Find the office door and give it a very firm cop-like knock.
Oh God.
Okay, so
Oh, goodness.
you approach the door and just three loud thuds. And as you do so, the door slowly creaks open. There's no light emitted in the room.
I hate to be that player, but dark vision.
You see through the crack in the door that the room has expanded ever so slightly, but about the same size as you guys had it when you encountered him this morning. It still has the large couch with the two chairs to the side and the coffee table at the center, and then in front of the coffee table is his desk with a chair, but you don't see anybody inside.
Uh,
I'm gonna turn around.
Well, I know what
I'm gonna grab one of the
do.
crystal lamps.
So
Serena just walks inside.
okay.
I mad dash towards the couch and lay on it.
4 different
He just
reactions.
really
to,
loves that couch.
4 different
Yeah.
reactions to a very unique situation. All right, so starting with Violet. Violet, you turn around. There is nobody there, except for the Coleopteryx at the stairs. Squarb, you go over and reach one of the lanterns. It's light enough. It's no bigger than maybe like a normal what's it called, a hooded lantern. It's no bigger than that. It's just a
Nice.
floating crystal.
I will take that with me into the office.
Okay. And then so Visper, as you and Serena enter the room and you jump over the couch and onto it, you land on something hard.
Oh no!
I'm just picturing Kassar. God damn it, I was napping!
And then in doing so, you end up falling off of the couch. Now, Visper, do you have dark vision? I don't recall.
Yeah, I
think
do.
so.
Yeah, I have dark vision, 60 feet.
Okay, so you see a rather large, gruff-looking individual with their back turned towards you. They have these very broad shoulders and this intricate layer of tattoos going along the single arm that you're able to see. It also seems to extend over their bald head as well.
Oh shit, it's the Rock.
Now I'm not
Sorry,
saying
that
that,
took me
but there may
off
or may not be
guard.
some inspiration. Listen, I was watching wrestling this week. There may or may not have been some inspiration when I was designing this NPC.
Hey, nothing wrong with that, bud.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, that took me off guard for a second.
I'm not sorry.
Serena or Visper, what do you guys do as Squorb's lantern is slowly approaching the door?
Serena will go up and help Visper up first.
Okay.
Yeah, and I will try to investigate the strange figure on the couch.
Okay. As you approach, Squorb and Violet enter the room with the lantern now, hovering in Squorb's talons, and the room is aglow. It is now in dim light, and you will notice that this individual is not moving.
Can I do a medicine check?
Go
Yeah,
for
check
it.
his vitals.
Just
Oh my
is he
goodness.
breathing? That's
he
a
dead?
24.
He appears to be in a sort of hibernative state. You notice that he is still breathing, but his breath is shallow, and his body doesn't appear to be moving as much. But you do notice that as you were examining him, there are slight, subtle movements that indicate life.
Do I know what race he is?
You do.
Okay.
This is an Earth
What is he?
Genasi.
Oh. Serena will kind of shake him and in Primordial Terran go like, "Hey, are you here for Kassar as well?" Just kind of loudly.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like rocks grinding.
It's a
I'm
subtle
picturing
sound
it
of
being like, "Hey, buddy, you all right?"
yeah. It's the sound. It's the sound of It's a sound of rocks scraping against each other and like small fissures occurring. It's very guttural. Is the best way
Yeah.
to put it. It's a very guttural language as you can make out for it, but it's also kind of ear grating. Takes a little bit to get used to, but as you say that, there is no reaction.
Who's this?
I think that
Nerf Genasi.
Hmm.
Don't know who though.
I think
I'm going
they're
to loudly
dead.
call out for Kassar.
You're going to what? I'm sorry.
I'm going to call out for Kassar fairly loudly. Just
Hmm.
Kassar.
A moment passes, but you get no response.
His attendees said that he was here. Let's look around.
Yeah, I'll look around and I'll start rummaging through his desk now.
Yeah,
Basically,
absolutely.
yeah.
Alright.
No.
You want me to roll investigation or?
Whichever you guys prefer, investigation, perception, depending on what you guys are looking for, will depend on what kind of role I will ask you to do.
I am looking for any sign of Kassar, and if not signs of him being here, where he might have gone.
Okay, yeah, that will definitely be an investigation check. Would anybody else like to assist him or roll a different check to look for something different?
I'll give
will
assist.
him.
Okay, so roll with advantage on that, Squorb.
Okay, so first one was 14. Second one is 18.
Okay, an 18. As you, Visper and Violet sort of begin to investigate the new room, you go through his various documents that he had, and when you open up the documents, they appear to be blank. Searching around his desk, you notice that he has a stack of papers where all but one of them is written in a language you do not understand. The one that you can understand, however, is written in Draconic. And
I don't know Draconic. I assume Swarp does.
Yes,
I do.
I'm going off of
Great.
Squorb here. So all of them are written in a language that you don't understand, and then Squorb, the one that you can read, that's in Draconic, reads out that This is the payment for services rendered. We require more information in relation to an individual known as Zephyr. Any information you can collect uh, will be compensated in future endeavors. Also, we owe you a favor.
Shit. Well, it's not like I expected him to only be working with us. But I'm wondering who the hell else would want any information about our friend Zephyr.
I will also say, because you did roll an 18 score, you notice that they have there's a stamp, a symbol at the bottom right corner of this note. It is a intricate symbol of what looks to be a hornet that is that stinger is in the shape of a lance with where the wings are made of crystal instead of the typical insectoid wings that a hornet would have.
Can I do a history check to see if I
Yeah.
recognize that?
Would we have any chance of recognizing that?
You two
That was-
especially, yes.
Okay.
All
That was gonna
right.
be my next question.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll a history check.
I have bad history.
I have
but-
+3.
Yeah, we'll help. We'll help Serena.
Okay, so Serena,
Okay.
roll with
Yeah.
advantage.
All right.
Eh, 14.
Respectable.
With advantage, don't forget your second roll.
No, that
Oh,
was
I
with
rolled
advantage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
My bad.
remember when you roll on D&D Beyond, you can right click whatever skill, and then you can set it to advantage or disadvantage.
My bad. Forgot about that.
Yep, no problem. It has been 2 weeks, so. Okay, with a 14, Serena, you would recognize this symbol as one of the desert tribes.
Oh.
This is a symbol of the desert hornets. They are a bandit tribe.
Oh. I relay that with a very concerned look.
Well, it seems like they'd be on our side, right? They're also looking for this Zephyr.
Not
They're on our side
necessarily.
insofar as the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yeah.
But something tells me that they don't want her for the same reasons we do.
Can I see any markings on the individual laying on the couch that would indicate that he's part of the Desert Hornets?
Oh, and just remind me, he is alive, right? We confirmed that.
Yeah, he's alive.
He's in a
Great.
he is effectively in a suspended state. Actually, with your 24 medicine check, Serena, beforehand, you did notice that he had a symbol emblazoned on the back of his neck. That was the Desert Hornet symbol.
Okay, good thing he didn't wake up then. Can I? Weird hunch. Can I do an Arcana check to see if he's, or if
Magically
anybody,
asleep.
yeah, or if anybody has better Arcana than +1?
I have +2.
Just tell me what you're looking
Yeah.
for with the Arcana check.
I'll do it. Anyone? I guess.
Uh,
Can I roll with advantage?
You can
I'll-
get the
Help
help
that.
action. I just need to
Yeah,
know
I'll
what
help
you're
with that.
investigating so I can give you the proper information.
So my hunch.
See if his unconsciousness is magic induced.
Yeah.
Ah, I
basically.
see. Yeah. Go ahead and roll an Arcana check. I'll set the DC to 12.
All right. Well, I got 7 twice.
Oh.
I'm actually gonna use my knowledge from a past life on this.
Oh, right.
Uh,
I forgot you were reborn, so you have that.
Oh, yeah.
So you can add
And
an extra
that
D6.
makes it
Nice.
go up to a fancy 15.
Nice.
Ooh.
Okay, so 15 is more than enough to beat the DC. Yeah, so this is definitely a magic-induced slumber. Judging by this, it is definitely of an enchantment nature. I will give you the School of Magic for that. It is definitely of an enchantment. But this seems to be this seems to be like mid to low level enchantment. This isn't like something that's supposed to be like this guy is suspended in animation forever. This is a temporary thing.
I'm
Somebody
gonna
hit him
unarmed
with
strike
sleep.
him. I'm gonna punch him.
You're going to punch him.
Yes, unarmed
Ow.
strike.
Okay.
1 damage.
Okay.
I'm going to look at Violet askance.
Hey, this is how you get people out of magical sleep. All right.
Okay. So you deal
Weird
one
flex, but
so,
okay.
Yeah. So you deal 1 damage, and
Yep.
you notice that he does not stir.
Well, that's worrying. So.
Did our investigation reveal anything about Kassar's potential whereabouts?
Oh, I apologize. I did not finish explaining the rest of your investigations. So that was the note that was left behind on his desk. But you do notice that everything else in his office seems untouched. And there doesn't appear to be any sort of tracks or anything like that leads you to believe that he has entered or exited this room without leaving some sort of trace. So it seems that you are unable to find anything related to his whereabouts per se.
Any thoughts?
Aside
There's a
from
window in this room, or no?
There is a window in this room, yes.
And the window is like locked and not open.
You'll
Or...
notice that the window is more or less just a magical accoutrement. It's part of the room itself. It's part of the magic of the room. It's
Alright.
mostly there to make it seem like he has a window, but this is an interior room.
I see. Well,
aside from waking our friend here, I don't got any ideas.
And I don't think slapping him's going to awaken him.
I can hit him with my quarterstaff.
I don't think more damage is gonna help. Normally, any damage is enough, if I remember correctly.
I mean, you kind of only... You don't got much meat on your bones.
I'm not going to
Yeah.
condone violence. So
That
I'll
was
turn my
cold.
back, and if you'd like to try.
Why not? And I take out my quarterstaff.
Sorry, what?
Hey, we got raided by Snowy.
Oh, hey.
Oh.
Hello, raiders.
Hello.
What's good?
We are currently investigating a not dead body.
Yeah.
Hey,
You
kids,
can
want to
make
see
it
a living
dead
body? But I will have to apologize, everybody. Because I am the DM, I will be focusing more on my players. But feel free to chat, you guys. I do appreciate you guys just interacting with the chat. And so, if you guys just want to hang out and listen, you're more than welcome to do so. Let me just give Snowy here a shout out. I almost spelt it without the W. And you're playing Monkey Island? Fuck, I want to play Monkey Island.
Looks like I'm playing mortuary assistant today. Jealous.
Yeah. Alrighty. So Serena, go ahead and they were also playing Mortuary Assistant too. Awesome. So yeah, Serena, go ahead and roll damage.
Oh, just the not even roll to hit.
You're hitting you're hitting effectively an inanimate object.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fair. That is 7.
7. Okay, so you take your quarters. Actually, you know what? No, this is you. Explain to me how you thwack this guy with your quarterstaff.
So I take it out with one hand, just kind of like I'm judging where the best part of him to hit so he doesn't get too pissed off, and I aim for his thigh and just go whack.
Okay. As you swing down on his thigh, you notice that the tattoos on his body begin to glow, and you are halted by a magical force that reverberates around him, almost like a bubble, as it redirects your attack.
I'll turn around at that.
Do I know what that effect is?
Yes.
By chance?
You would. That is
Is it-
an automatic shield spell.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh. Hmm.
Huh.
This guy's prepared. I put away my quarterstaff. I don't think we're gonna wake him up.
That sounds unlikely. Hmm. Do you have anything back at your shop that might help awaken somebody from a magical slumber there, Serena?
Would I have smelling salts?
Absolutely.
Okay. I might have something.
All right. I don't think we should move him.
Yeah, no. If you guys want to wait here, I can go grab those really quick.
I'm happy to
Alright.
post up.
I'll
Alright.
wait here.
Serena, Visper. Yeah, Serena and Visper.
Yep.
As you come to the conclusion that you guys are going to get some smelling salts, you both hear scritching from outside of the door.
Oh, I think our friend's back.
Is there a cat? What?
Hmm.
No, it sounds like it sounds like claws against wood.
Oh.
Yeah, cat.
Is it Kitty?
I mean,
uh,
my cats don't do that, so
my cat
Mine
does
does.
because I lock him out of my room.
fair enough.
I will go open
yeah,
the
let's open
door.
the door.
Okay, as you open the door, you see a goblin skeleton with
Oh,
a
hey there, bud.
with a cute little messenger cap and a letter in its little skeleton hands.
Is this one
Uh,
for me? I would assume
And then it looks
this
up
is the
at
same
all-
goblin skeleton from my shop, right?
it is one of many that have been sold, yes.
All right.
That's weird.
And it looks up at all of you, and then it just the cracking, creaking sound of the bones just reaches out and tries to hand you guys the letter.
Yeah, I'll just take it.
Okay.
Oh,
You notice that the wax seal is the symbol of Manas Al-Farad, your master, and
Great.
on the front of the letter it does read "To Violet."
Great. Thanks, little bud. You can go back now. And I'm gonna just open the letter, I suppose.
The little goblin skeleton then takes its cap and bows a little bit, and then slowly begins to creak its way out of Niella's nook.
I wonder why the bartenders let it past. Anyway, maybe it
As
snuck past.
maybe you open the letter, and it effectively reads, because I'm not as eloquent as I would like to be as Manas Al-Farad, but it effectively reads, I heard you got into a scuffle. Is everything okay? I also heard that you will be working closely with Escada Audin. Good. They may prove useful in the coming future. Have you had any luck locating Azir? And if not, come see me in the next full moon,
How close are we to a full moon?
3 days away.
3. All right. Actually, can I retcon sending the little goblin away here? I didn't actually.
He's a slow-moving skeleton. You
Fair enough.
literally outrun him on a stride.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stop. I'm just gonna stop it there, and I'm gonna go back into what's his name? The office here. I'm gonna pull out some blank papers and write a letter back, basically just saying, "Yep, all good. All right. Azir, got some information on who he might be. Not actually found him yet. Apparently, it's an old name that is not that they haven't heard yet. So I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, I'll meet you in 3 days, hopefully, and then I'll just give it to the goblin and be like, here, send it back, and I'm gonna put it in the same envelope, I assume.
Okay. So
Sort of.
the goblin looks at you as he retrieves the letter, looks down, and then looks back up. He lifts his little hat and sticks it in the hat, and then he puts it down, and then just bows at you, and then continues on his way.
Great. Well, with that out of the way, let's get back to our unconscious body. Or what do we want to do with this?
I was gonna head out and get some smelling salts and.
Oh yeah, right. I suppose you could have done that while
Oh,
while
yeah.
I was
Yes.
writing.
So it takes Serena no more than like 20 minutes to go from Niela's Nook to her work to stiffen boards and back. As you come back, you have a small little satchel of smelling salts at the ready. And what would you like to do?
I warn everyone to kind of cover their noses as I put the capsule, one of the capsules, under his nose and just crack it open.
All right, cool. So you crack it open and you let it and you set it down. You turn his body, I assume, because it's just,
Yeah.
So you turn his body over. You notice that his that everything from his hips up is laced in intricate tattoos. As you flip him over.
Okay.
But yeah, so you then waft the smelling salts, and you notice that he begins to stir. It takes a little bit, but his eyes do open.
Good morning, friend.
His eyes begin to dart back and forth, trying to make sense of his new surroundings, as he slowly, uh, as he slowly sits upright, and he begins to examine his surroundings further.
I gave him a minute to do that. Because obviously, like coming out of a hibernated state, it would be very disorienting.
Right?
I would assume so.
And disoriented.
And I would just like to make it clear we have closed the door, locked it, and Violet is standing in front of it. So
Okay. Are you
she's
standing
not
like?
getting out of this room.
Okay,
but-
so are you standing inside the room with the door closed behind
Yeah.
you? Okay,
Yes.
I see. So
And it's technically locked from the inside, but that's still an extra step for him.
right. He, as he begins to examine everything, he notices you, Serena, specifically, and he speaks in Terran, the primordial language of the plane of Earth.
Yep.
And he begins to say, "Where am I? What is this place?"
You don't know, and I respond in Terran. We found you here.
Where is this?
So we are in Naela's Nook. This is Kassir's office. He's an information gatherer.
We came seeking Kassar and found not him.
Kassar. Like you all can hear him say the word Kassar. If there's one thing that I will say for all languages, names of places and names of people will always universally be said the same. To make it
Okay.
easier for translation purposes, because there are just some words that just cannot translate into a specific tongue. Names
Also,
being
I
one of
apologize
those.
for the metagaming just now. Brain did not connect that you guys were speaking in Terran. My bad.
No, you're totally fine. Because as you say that name, he does recognize it. You can see the look of recognition. And so he says it out loud to himself, Kassar. But as he says it, there's like this weird, heavy sigh out of his voice, and you can hear the grinding of stone as he says the K in Kassar. So he's clearly still speaking in Terran, but it's definitely, like I said, for translation purposes, this is one of those things where some words just don't translate into specific languages. This is one of these things.
Okay.
So he continues to speak to Serena in Terran. How long have I been here?
I honestly have no idea. We just came in here about 25 minutes ago, and you were just dead asleep, kind of hibernating. Somebody magically put you asleep, we think.
I see. Oops. Then am I free?
What do you mean by free? Like free to go?
He As he continues to look around, he does notice you, Violet, just standing at the door. Am I in the hornet's nest?
Mm, do I recognize that phrase?
Yeah, so the hornet's nest is the colloquial term referred to as are you in desert hornet territory?
Ah, and are we?
No.
Okay.
You are in a scarab city.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I
Des-
just want to double check.
Yeah, the desert tribes don't often. You would know this. The desert tribes don't often meddle in the affairs of the merchant princes unless they absolutely have to.
Ah, okay. You are not in the hornet's nest. We're in a scarab city.
I see. And he begins to you can hear the creaking of his joints, and it sounds like shifting stone and sand as he begins to slowly get feeling back in his body. And you notice that he reaches for the back of his neck, and he can still feel the symbol of the desert hornets on the nape of his neck. Yet I remain branded.
Unfortunately, it looks like that. Did you not want to be part of them anymore?
I was never a part of them, sister. I was captured, taken from my tribe.
Oh. I apologize for that. I know it's not my place to apologize for them, but I'm sorry you went through that.
You can see that he has an understanding smile as he slowly nods at you. Like he gets it, you
Yeah.
know. And
What? So what's
Uh,
your name, friend? I'm Serena.
he begins to flex his hands to see if he still can get feeling. You know, like when your hand goes to sleep, you do
Yeah.
that like squeezing motion to get feeling back in your hand. He's doing that.
Okay.
In my tribe, we do not have given names. We are given titles, per se.
Right. Sorry, it's been a little bit since I've had a tribe. I chose my name.
I see. Well, I'm sorry. He doesn't have a chosen name. He has a given name. That's what I meant to say. As he continues, he then clashes his fists together, and he goes, "In my tribe, I am called Titan."
Titan.
Yes.
Well, nice to meet you, Titan.
Are these friends?
Yes.
Then I should speak formally. And he shifts his body as he stands up slowly. He stands about the same height as you, Serena, if not a few inches taller.
Oh.
This man clearly stands head and shoulders above most of your friends. You wager that he's not simply just Earth Genasi. You believe he may have some Goliath in him,
Okay.
given his stature. He then raises his right fist over his chest and he gives a curt bow. And he begins to speak in common. Thank you for awakening me, friends of Serena. I am Titan.
Ah, well, hello. Uh,
A
glad to
pleasure to
hear
make your
it.
acquaintance.
Given the
Hello.
fact he hasn't like bolted or attacked us yet, I'm gonna relax and step away from the door.
Understood. Now,
Actually, do you have any idea what's going on with 1 second. Zephyr?
that name is unfamiliar to me. Although there are tribes that speak of Zephyr.
Hmm. We encountered one going by that name not too terribly long ago. We believe that she was responsible for an attack on my home just now, and seek her to find out whether or not this is true. Tell me, friend, have you any inkling as to why you were incapacitated and left here in the office of Kassar?
He then once again says Kassar, very slow, very methodically. Kassar. Yes. I was to meet Kassar. I was payment for services rendered. I remember now.
Ah,
Oh, that's unfortunate.
ah,
Where
great.
is Kassar?
We were
We're
hoping
not
you
sure.
I see. Then I must remain here, for I am bound to Kassar.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk to Kassar about that.
You are meant to be payment for information about the one we seek. What would those who handed you over want with Zephyr?
And he rubs his chin and he thinks for a moment. Zephyr is a common name among Air Genasi children. It represents freedom and strength in their tongue,
Hmm.
but it also
Uh,
represents naivety. Yes?
would I know? This is a weird question that I never thought I would ask. Would I know how roughly the monetary value of Titan, like how much he would be worth for services rendered?
Yes, you could go ahead and I'm going to say for this particular one it's going to be a little weird.
Yeah.
You're asking a very weird and again we've all discussed it with each other. We all know our lines and veils. This isn't crossing any lines for us as I understand it. I'm gonna say roll a history or roll a in this instance for you either roll a history or a survival check,
Okay, we'll
whichever
do
one you
survival.
prefer. Okay.
17.
Okay. Um, you're not proud of this knowledge,
Yeah.
but being of a member of the desert tribes, you would know specifically Earth Genasis are revered for one of three reasons: their strength of arm, their ability to survive in the harsh environs of the desert, and their core. Titan
Yep.
clearly is valued for his strength in arms. Given that he was stolen from his tribe and he was not sent out for any other reasons,
Okay.
he is a slave,
Yep.
effectively. I'm not going to try to mince words with this. He's a slave.
Yep.
However, given that it was the Desert Hornets who did it, he is most likely a bodyguard.
Okay.
So he was payment as a bodyguard for Kassar, and roughly that value is subject to the individual, but you would wager for somebody of Titan's build and physique, minimum value, he's about 1,000 gold.
Damn it. All right, that's not gonna work.
Yeah. Especially,
Okay.
and you would say that because you know, based on your past, there is an organization out there that is killing Earth Genasi's.
Yep.
So you understand why his value is so high. It's because there's so few of you out there.
Right.
Hmm.
Serena takes a deep, heavy sigh and says, it's going to be a while before I can help you out of this situation, but I do promise that one day you won't be just a payment.
He reaches out and puts his hand on your shoulder, and it's a weighty, like,
Yeah.
pat. Like, even you buckle a little bit. And he goes, "Do not concern yourself, sister. This is simply our lot in life now.
There's more than just that.
Besides, I have heard good things of this Kassar. He treats us well, gives us
Okay.
jobs, pays us well."
If you're sure.
It is at that moment, as you guys say that, the window behind the desk begins to shift and morph, and it creates this sort of eerie black inky portal. And out steps Kassar. He has a stack of papers, and he has with him another individual. This is a gnomish woman who seems to be well dressed. Her hair is up in a sort of business style bun, and but the clear thing that sets her apart from others is the shock of pink that goes across her entire her bangs. Is the shock of pink along her bangs, and she seems to be just nagging him about something related to gold costs and not enough manpower. And then Kassar looks up and he goes, "Ah, friends. I did not expect to see you so soon." As he puts the
didn't
stack of
expect your
papers
return.
down. "Please, please, sit. Please get refreshments for my friends." And she just kind of like huffs as she like blows a gout of air to flip over her bangs. "Fine," and then she walks out. Um. Oh, Titan, you have awakened. Allow me to introduce myself. This one is called Kassar, your new employer. And Titan just simply gives him a stern quarter-inch nod as he then steps over and around the desk to sit at Kassar's side. Now then, thank you for the resub. Appreciate it. Now then, I am sure you all have many questions. But rest assured, Kassar has your answer.
Oh, I'm certain that you do.
Please, sit a moment. Let us discuss business. As he sits down in his more luxurious chair, he begins to shift the papers around so that way everything kind of looks a bit more organized.
I
So
walk up to his desk and I put both my fists on it and lean on them. You know that thing that cops do where they're leaning on the table in front of somebody they're interrogating? I'm
Yeah.
doing that.
okay. Are you doing it as an intimidation, or are you just doing it for pizzazz?
I'm doing it for pizzazz at the moment.
Okay.
I want it to be very clear that I will be intimidating if I have to.
I see.
I'm going to look the lizard dead in the eye. My home was just assaulted, and our detainees kidnapped. I apologize for the impropriety. We did some searching around while looking for you, as we were unaware of that back office, and found something most interesting. Now, I'm just making an assumption here that the attack was linked with our target, Zephyr, but I'm very curious what information you would have that is worth, and I gesture towards Titan, that.
Ah. Well, it is good to see you in good health. Kassar was worried.
Ah, I see that word travels faster than even my wings carry me.
Words travel along the wind, winged one, and Kassar always has his ears to the wind.
Squarb would smile if he could, but but it would be very obvious that it's a mirthless one.
I see. It's,
I too ride on the currents of the wind, my friend. What happened was, how do I put this simply? I'm getting an implication that you had heard a rumor indicating that this might have been happening.
it is at this point that the gnomish woman comes back with a tray of drinks for everybody, and she sets it on the coffee table. Compliments of Niella's. And then she returns to Kassar's side on his left. Kassar sits in his chair, his talons steepled like it normally is, as he looks you square in the eyes.
I'll put it bluntly, Kassar. Did you know that what's my company again? Company 5?
6.
Thank you. Did you know that Company 6's headquarters were going to be attacked today?
Kassar looks you dead in the eyes, and he says, "No. Kassar does not know the dealings of those who would dare attack the Skara Audi."
Oh,
But
I
Kassar
declare,
has-
do not believe him.
Yeah, can whoever wants to roll an insight check?
Be my
I
guest.
would love to, please.
Be my guest.
Okay,
Oh, that's a no for me.
that's a
I am
17
getting
for me.
dog shit rolls today.
Okay, would anybody else like to before I answer?
I would like
Actually,
to.
I would like to spend one of our inspirations on this roll.
Okay, go ahead. So
All
I
right.
will take that inspiration and hold it for myself.
And that allows me to try again with advantage, or no? Just try
No,
again?
you just re-roll.
Okay.
It's
Wait, no,
effectively
that's
you
the
with
wrong one.
disadvantage.
That was the wrong thing.
Well, I
I-
mean,
I-
you did an insight check.
Oh, insight was the right thing. My bad.
Yeah, so that was a 16. Serena, you got a 17. Would anybody else like to roll an insight while I'm here?
I would like to roll an insight.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm good.
You're good?
Yeah.
Watch Visper get a nat 20.
Right?
Oh,
Nah, she got a 12. Okay. I will say, Visper, you did not roll high enough, sadly. But Scorb and Serena, as he says that, you notice by the tone in his voice, the way he said it, he's not telling the whole truth. But he is telling the truth.
okay.
So
What are you hiding from me, Kassar?
Kassar can say this. I know not why they attack, but I know who did the attacking.
And you're going to tell me.
Indeed I would. But as you know, it is Kasar's business to trade in information for payment.
And
What do
you're
you
quite
f-
aware that we of the Scout Aodine can make your business rather difficult. I'm going to roll for intimidation at this point.
Go for it.
What is with my rolls today?
Well, it's not
12.
bad.
I would like to help by casting Cause Fear.
What would that do?
It would mean he makes a Wisdom saving throw against my spell save DC.
And what
I
is
double
your...
checked to make sure that's not considered a hostile action, though.
13. I don't.
We don't want to make Titan, our new friend, angry too.
Yeah.
His primary concern will be protecting his employer.
I don't think it's not hostile. It makes him frightened of me, but
Okay, let me just look over Cause Fear real fast. And then I will roll it as soon as I see it. Is immune to this effect, blah blah blah. Does saving throw become frightened? Disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls. Okay. Okay, cool. So I will roll. And yours was a 13, correct?
yes.
He got a
Yeah.
19 on the die.
Ooh.
Jeez.
I, however, am not rolling like shit today. that was
Which is
last
tragic
week.
for me.
Yeah, that was last week. I get to have my wins today. No, you have
Can
no
I-
idea. I rolled a crit for you, Squarb, all right? You were the first player to roll a crit, and you weren't even here to enjoy it.
Which is tragic.
Yeah.
Between us, I would much rather have been here.
Yeah. of the two, let's be honest here. You would have much rather have been for that moment than me, because I'm the one who hit myself. But no. You notice that, Violet, that as you cast your spell, there is a glint in Kasar's eyes. And you notice there's a magical energy emanating from him that sort of rebuffs your attempt to frighten him.
All right.
Can Serena assist by just standing behind Squarb and crossing her arms?
I will count that for the next attempt at intimidation.
Okay. All right.
So,
Sounds good.
I will count that as the next attempt.
Okay.
Kasar sits there and says, I understand the capabilities of the Skara Audi, but this is a legal business.
I
So
am well
unless
and
you
truly
have-
aware that it is. But given the nature of the incident that happened today, if you refuse to tell me who, I will absolutely have you booked for obstruction of justice.
By the merchant prince's very words, justice does not supersede business. Do you
It
have
does when
payment?
justice prevents business.
Then let us do business.
They just size how much?
Depends on what you ask of Kasar.
My question is simple. Who? Who blew a hole in the side of my home, killed several of my compatriots, and kidnapped our detainees?
uh, Nothing.
Violet just coughs.
I'm too sucked into this moment, and Squarb does not notice.
For this information, Kasar will hand you. In exchange, however, you will do Kasar a favor. I will provide you the means to accomplish this favor in exchange for the information Kasar has related to your assaults.
Squarb sighs deeply. What favor?
he goes over to the new stack of papers he has, and he pulls out a slip, and he sets it in front of him. There is a disturbance along the trade routes between one of the Arab cities and Blasvatan. It is Kassar's job to handle such discrepancies, but Kassar is only one. He requires many hands. You shall be Kassar's hands.
Squarb's beak tenses quite visibly. It seems that my hands are tied in this matter. We shall assist you. But I want the information first.
Of course. This is, of course, an equal exchange. And he slides over the paper, and then he looks to the gnome, who then opens up a small little binder that she had tucked in her arm, and then she pulls out another slip of paper and puts it right on top. And then she closes it shut, and then steps back to her position.
Squarb will take the sheets of paper and read them.
Okay. The sheet of paper that she just put down is, you are seeking a desert tribe known as the Order of the Desert Wind, a monastic order of monks that live in Abu Qinasta, trained in the arts of manipulating sand and wind. They oftentimes go out and seek individuals who show affinity for their martial arts and their mystic arts. But they don't care about who or what they are and what obstructs them. They're simply there. They were simply there to collect what they believe to be a recruit, a potent trainee, as it were. They have no direct ties to any of the other desert tribes. Think of them sort of like a very angsty version of the Jedi Order. Like they go out of their way to seek out elementally sensitive, attuned individuals, and then take them from their families, take them from their homes, and then train them in the art of the in the way of the Desert Wind. That's very much what they do.
And these are the ones responsible for the attack?
These are the ones that, yes, these are the ones that are responsible for the attack.
Okay. Thank you. Just wanted to put that in my notes.
Mm-hmm. However, there have been reports of the Order of the Desert Wind, the Desert Hornets, and the various Ganassi tribes scattered throughout Abu Qinasta going to war with one another outside of the Scarab cities. And that a prominent merchant who Kassar has been unable to gain information on, that resides in one of 3 Scarab cities, either Killarin, Dakamal, or Thebsar, is providing resources to the Order of the Desert Wind.
And what was our mission again?
Your favor that you are doing for Kassar is you are to investigate and put a stop to whatever is disrupting the trade route between that would be the alarm, so I can go back to my VTuber form. Whoops, that's the wrong thing. Boop. There it goes.
There it goes.
So you guys are to investigate and put a stop to whatever is disrupting the trade routes between the Scarab cities before the migration.
Oh, okay.
That's not a lot of time. The migration's in less than a month.
Migration's in about 3 weeks, yeah.
Yeah.
But it is noted on that same sheet of paper that Kassar will provide you with the means to accomplish this task via forms of transportation and the ability to track the latest trade shipment that is under Kassar's command.
Squarb will mutter just loudly enough that folks in the room can hear, but in a tone that he clearly thinks is quiet. 2 birds, 1 stone. Something tells me that our monastic friends are also responsible for this disruption.
Serena is trying her hardest not to laugh.
He very clearly thinks he's quiet. He's just wrong.
Note to self, Serena is weak to shitty puns.
Yep.
Got it.
The tension seems to leave Squarb's shoulders as he turns towards Kassar. I apologize for allowing my temper to take control of me for a moment. I'm sure you understand having my home attacked and compatriots of mine injured in this manner is shocking, to say the least.
Think nothing of it. After all, Kassar would also find it difficult to hold his temper in, should those who are near and dear to him to come under harm. And as he says that, there's a sort of darkness in his eyes and a sort of vindictiveness with the way it curled out of his tongue.
Something tells me I don't want to find out what it's like to be near and dear to Kassar.
I'm assuming Serena knows that tone all too well. For the tone of, like, having suffered losing something.
Serena, you have just a high enough insight. This is a tone of a man who has sought and has accomplished revenge numerous times.
Okay. She tucks that note away for later.
Since it seems as though getting what we need is... How do I put this? We can do both things at once. Where do you recommend that we start, Kassar?
Kassar recommends that you seek his contact in the stables just outside of town. There you will gain transportation along the route. Use this to locate my cargo. And he presents to you a small gem-like amulet that has a sapphire embedded in it. As you get closer to the cargo, it will glow and pull itself towards it. I do not care how the job is done, so long it is done successfully. And if you would be so kind, if you have the opportunity, to finish delivering the cargo, assuming, of course, my men have not been slaughtered in the desert.
Should it get in the way of our mission, I cannot promise the delivery expediently. However, I'm certain we'll come up with something.
Of course. You are also very resourceful, Kassardos.
That's what they tell me. At this point, I turn back to the rest of the party. I think we've got what we need for now.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
I'd like to return back to the 6th before we leave and let my commanding officer know what I'm doing, what we're going to be up to.
Okay.
I'm going to, before we leave, go up to Titan and say, "It's nice to meet another one of me," and kind of hold my hand out for a predator handshake.
uh, he he understands,
Yep.
and he reaches in.
Son of a
and-
bitch.
Till next time, sister. And he just firm, powerful predator handshake.
Yes. Till next time.
So you guys, do you guys separate for this time, or do you try to converge? And when would you guys like to leave Blasvatan is the actual next question.
Personally, for Squarb, I want to take care of the stuff that I have on my list, return to the commanding officer, report in, get any resources that she can offer for this part of the thing. Tell her who the hell is responsible for the assault, all of that jazz. I don't need the rest of the party with me for this, and I'll make sure that they know that, but they are more
Mhm.
than welcome to tag along if they want to.
Okay.
The main thing to note about if we're like leaving the city is I would have to be back in 3 days because I have a meeting set up with Manisol Frode.
We have 3
So-
weeks to accomplish this, so
Mhm.
if we need to delay our departure by a few days, I'm certain that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But
So
the sooner we handle this, the better, I think.
alrighty. So then, what is the consensus that you guys would like to do? I will obviously do, I will go to the Skada Aldine HQ and get that squared away. But I'm asking you guys as the party, what would you like to do so that way I know how much time needs to move along.
I would like to have my meeting with Manisol Frode
Okay.
Yeah, so
before we leave, just because I'd rather have more time than less. Like, what is it, like 2 weeks and a couple days rather than like 2 days? So,
Mm-hmm. Okay. So then in that case, we will start with Squarb and relaying the information. It's simple enough. As you explain the situation to your commanding officer, Squarb, you you said you were asking for more assistance if it was possible?
If she offers it, absolutely. I won't request it. I think that we can handle this quest on our own, but
Mhm. Okay. She says that as it stands with the investigation going on, with with the rebuilding, trying to set up funeral rites for the ones who weren't able to make it. She's on it. Her hands are kind of tied at the moment, but she does say, "Don't forget that voucher that she gave you for 200 gold to be used in Blasvatan for any resources that you and your team might need."
understood.
And
I have one question before we leave. Are you familiar with Kassar?
Kassar? Yes,
Yes.
we've worked with him numerous times.
Okay, so you would say that he's rather trustworthy.
If there was ever an informant that I would trust with my life, it would be Kassar. He may seem sketchy, but his information is always spot on.
It's a good thing I apologized to him earlier then. All right. We'll take care of Kassar's favor. And in the interim, if you could spare anybody to help us look into the... Oh gosh, I just wrote it down. Where did it go? If you could spare any resources to help us looking into the Order of the Desert Wind, it would be appreciated. I'm certain that my team and I can handle the majority of this on our own. It's just, with the migration approaching, there's only so much that we can do.
I understand. I'll bring it up with the 8th company, and then we'll see about getting the 2nd company to do some more information gathering on the way.
Understood. In that case, I will, at this point, use the sending earrings to send out a message to the rest of the party, asking them if there are any resources they need before we leave town.
And I will treat that as like the whole like
Hmm.
week up until the meeting. So if you guys want to do any shopping while you're here, now is a good time to do it.
Yeah.
Is there anything I would need? I don't know.
I don't have enough money to invest in the thing that I would want, which is a +1 sword, but That's the only thing I'd really want here. I've got 10 gold plus the voucher, so
What about better armor for you, like studded leather? Studded leather.
let me look at how much that costs. I don't want to
Oh,
take all of that away, but
also, the numbers for what is in the book versus what I do, it's variable.
okay.
So just know that that is not
actually,
the hard stop number.
if there's, I will ask the my CO if there's a set of studded leather armor in the armory that I might take.
Yeah, she says, yeah. For those of us who can't naturally fly, a little extra protection doesn't hurt.
Let me double check the weight on studded. Oh, good, it is light.
It is still considered light armor, so you can still fly.
Excellent. I need to keep that. So, I will nod, thank her deeply, and I will go and claim some studded leather from the armory,
Okay.
and then meet up with the party. And if we need resources, then we will get them.
Yep. And I will say that 200 gold voucher is for everybody, but it's as an individual, so everybody technically has like a 200 gold voucher you can fuck with.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not like 200.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not like only 200 gold amongst all of you. It's 200 per person.
Okay.
Yeah, it's to help cover, specifically to help cover the cost of health potions, because each health potion, a basic one, is 50 gold.
Oh yeah, and I don't have any of them on me, so I should probably get a fistful of those.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Please
like
don't rely just on the healer.
yeah.
Yeah.
This was under the assumption that you guys needed a health potion.
Fair enough. Yeah, no, so
I
part
don't
of
need health
so what I'll be
potions.
doing during the shopping week is I will acquire, what is that? You said 50, 200, so I will get 4 health potions and put a few on my belt.
Okay.
What would be an upgrade from scale mail for medium armor?
Half plate. I think half plate is heavy armor though. Let me
Yeah.
check.
I think scale mail might be the best.
I
Oh,
believe. Yeah,
okay.
I believe scale mail is the for medium armor. Let me just look it up real fast.
Okay.
I have mage armor, so that's pretty much what I'm doing all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, so you can either take scale mail or you can take a breastplate, but breastplate is just more expensive. But they do
Would
the
this
exact
technically
same
be a
thing.
long rest?
And
Oh, no,
I
wait.
don't get.
Oh no, wait, no, half plate is medium armor. You can get it. It's
Oh,
one.
really?
It's one AC higher. It's just kind of expensive.
Ah, okay.
Huh.
I'll pass on that then.
And yes,
How
this
much
is treated as a
would-
long rest.
Sweet. How much would rations be?
Rations are, I believe it's 2 silver a ration,
Okay.
and the conversion is 10-1 for gold, from silver to gold.
Yeah, you should have started with rations from your base equipment too.
I have 1 day of rations.
I will point out for the chat that Lumi wasn't feeling too good. She was talking to us in the background, so she will not be continuing for the rest of this campaign session, just for the rest of us to note.
Okay.
That's
So, yeah,
weird.
so-
I started with 10 days worth of rations.
It depends on what the pack that you chose at the beginning is.
Fair enough. I chose the adventurers pack, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
I have the cleric back.
Yeah, you chose
Fair enough.
you chose the what's it called, the acolyte pack or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I will get, let's say, 10 days worth of rations, and then I'll get that with my own gold too.
Mhm.
So, you said it's 2 silver.
It's 2
Per
silver.
ration.
It's 2 silver per 1 day's worth of rations.
So 2, 3, 4, 6, 10. So 2 gold.
Rations are cheap for a reason.
Yeah. Okay, I'll move that. And then I will get I'll get 4 health potions as well.
Okay.
Okay. I have a slightly weird request. Could I get some poison? Like poison that you can coat on a blade.
I don't see why not.
I was gonna say, given the nature of this town,
Yeah, I don't see why not. I guess the better question is, what kind of poison are you looking for?
Poison that you would coat on a blade, not poison that is ingestible.
Right. But I
So
understood that part. What I'm asking is, what kind of effect of poison do you want? Do you just want to induce the poison
it's
condition?
mostly just more damage.
Okay. Then
Just like an extra like D4 or D6 of poison damage.
Yeah, there's basic poison vials in the game. They cost
Yeah.
100 gold according to the handbook.
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna reduce that price because that's ridiculous.
For
Yeah.
1d4 extra damage. And
Yeah.
it's poison
Uh,
damage, which is very resisted, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you what. I will sell you a basic poison vial for 25 gold a pop.
alright.
I'll reduce it down to 1/4 its original value. Because it is still poison. People still have to make the damn thing. So
Yeah.
Right. You
I
can
think
actually
I'll
pick up a poisoner's kit fairly cheap and make them yourself.
they have to have proficiency in poisoners kits.
fair
yeah,
enough.
which I don't yet.
Did I hear yet?
Yeah.
Delightful.
Right?
I'm taking poisoner feet.
Please do.
But anyway, I think I'll grab just two pops of this normal poison here.
Okay.
So that's gonna be 50 gold, which should I add the gold to my gold count here?
No, I would just take it off the voucher if you have excess,
all right. I'll just make a note of that there.
Mhm.
Voucher is gonna be at 150. I'm actually gonna reduce that down to 100 for an extra healing pot.
Okay.
Just one though. I only need one ideally. Do I have anything else I would like with my 100 gold?
Violet,
it be
I'm
poss-
sorry, dear. You are so far from your mic, I cannot hear you.
I'm right here. Am I still quiet?
Not anymore.
Weird. So, could I get a spell scroll?
You can get up to a level 1 spell scroll with 100 gold, yes.
All right.
Now the question is, are you looking for a specific spell or do you want a random one? Because I will give you a random spell scroll.
Damn it. Let's see. The annoying thing is that shield is not a warlock spell, so I can't use it if I got a spell scroll for it. Let's see. Oh, I should turn off all of my homebrew.
Wouldn't hurt.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh my god, you get so few first level spells as a warlock.
Yeah.
None of these are really worth it, I don't think. Maybe charm person, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't think any of those are gonna be worth a spell scroll cost. Maybe I'll think about it and DM you later.
Yeah,
with
absolutely.
Stuff I might grab.
Yeah, absolutely. And you guys, you guys can hold off whatever you don't have left over of the voucher, because it's up to 200 gold. So like, you still have, if you have 100 gold remaining, you have technically 100 gold in your pocket as a voucher.
Yeah.
So no harm in that. Alrighty. So with that out of the way, it has been 3 days since the assault on the 6th Company Scott Aldine HQ.
In that time, could I have set up, because I was expecting payment for the necromancy stuff?
Correct.
Could I have set up like a sort of like intermediate, like in between person to accept the gold on my behalf and then kind of hold on to it for me?
Yes. I will. Let me roll for it real quick.
Okay.
Awesome. you were able to convince one of your neighbors. Uh, he is a he's a half elven boy, no older than maybe 17, and you basically how would you quote unquote hire this kid? I guess is the best way to put it.
I will give him. I go up to him and I say, um, if you do this for me, I will give you 25% of the costs.
Scratches his head a little bit.
It would be, would I know how much that would be off the top of my head? Because he said 25 to 75 gold per necromantic thing.
Yeah.
There's two.
So you're looking at about 150 gold, roughly.
Okay. So I'd say that would be calculator. Come here. 150 divided by 4. So about 38 gold for him
He goes,
for doing that for me.
yeah. How long are you gonna be gone, miss?
That's a good question. Probably I'd say at least a week.
All right. Do I need to do anything about the shop? Do I need to like keep it locked up, or like, would you like me
Yeah,
to do?
if you could just keep it locked up, that'd be fine. If anybody comes by needing the help, then just let them know that I'm out of town for right now.
Okay, will do. No
Thank you
problem.
very much.
You can count on me. Go ahead and write in your notes somewhere that you you have a temp hire, and his name is Jeremy.
Jeremy. Okay.
I love Jeremy.
Jeremy the half elf.
Jeremy is going to learn some necromancy later on.
Jeremy's last name Bearamy.
Sadly
Jeremy
not.
Bear.
Ah,
Okay. All right. I haven't written down.
Perfect. All right, so that night on the third day that has passed since the Scaradine assault, the full moon rises up into the night sky. As the clouds part, low rumbling can be heard beneath the city. The scarab is getting ready to move in 2 weeks' time. Violet.
nothing does it for me like time limits.
Violet, you sit atop a rooftop along within the Fountain Plaza, close to your home and your workplace, Dead End Labor, where you were told to meet your master, Manas Al Farad. The cold wind does not affect you as it begins to blow throughout the city. The only light that illuminates you is the light of the full moon. As you sit there and wait, what goes through your mind?
Uh, hmm. I'm mostly just sort of going over things in my head of like kind of this case here. Seeing if I can just like figure anything out passively, but probably not. Uh, just sort of like thinking over facts, like did I miss anything, and stuff like that. And
Okay.
as I'm just waiting.
Yeah, if you would like, you can either roll an intelligence or an insight check to kind of, or you can do a history check, whichever one you feel is appropriate for Violet, to sort of see if there's any connecting pieces that you may have missed or something that you just couldn't see in the moment, if you would like to do that.
Sure. That's gonna be unnatural 20.
Fuck. Okay. This was supposed to be a gimmick. This is
Yeah.
okay, so yeah, a dirty 20. That's perfect. Yeah. So with a dirty 20, you begin to sort of try to connect the pieces together. The various thefts that you've been hearing about in town for the last couple of weeks. This person named Azir who has some sort of connection to it. Zephyr, who you now know is most likely the true perpetrator of the rampant thefts throughout Blasphatan. This attack on the Skada Aldin by the Order of the Desert Wind. And now, with this new mission before you, with this favor for Kassar, a lot of weird coincidences that seemingly have one through thread, or through thought, between all of them, is that they all seem to revolve around Air Genasi, or at least revolve around uh, people with connections to Air Genasi. What that means to you is up for debate. Air Genasi are seemingly everywhere in Abu Qinasta. They're, they're the immigrants from desert tribes. They are desert tribesmen, just scattered throughout Abu Qinasta. They are, they're buskers. They're businessmen. They're everywhere. It's kind of hard to pin down what the connection is between all of this and Air Genasi. But that is the one thing that sort of connects everything, is that they either have an affinity for wind magic or they are of Air Genasi descent. But that's about the only thing you can connect.
Yeah.
As you sort of get lost in thought, your shadow begins to warp and misshapen, and as it does, you get this sensation down your undead spine. It is a familiar sense. As the shadow begins to bubble and rise up from the roof and takes the form of a humanoid shape. This is your master, Manas al-Farad, the necromancer who brought you to your undead life.
Hello.
You've never really were able to see his face, as he usually hides it behind a mask, but you know him to at least be human, given what little you can see beneath the mask. He stands no more than 5'7" in height. His robes are large, but you can tell he's broad-shouldered, and he seems to carry himself with an air of nobility, but also the scent of death is ever present around him. With him, he has a small skeletal. He has a small skeletal lizard that sits atop his shoulder, and his robe is adorned with various small bones that sort of accent the darkness of his almost Vanta black dark robe.
Hello there. What need do you have of me?
Violet, my child, how have you been?
Pretty good. This investigation is turning out to be a lot more complex than I initially thought.
It would seem that way, yes. This was not intended. This was supposed to be a very simple task that I present you. And I apologize for that.
Well, sorry. Well, I I am far too invested in it now to um, give up on it. So, if you have any information on Azir, as I assume it was implied here.
Yes. You must have many questions related to my request. Let us start with why I seek Azir. Or more so, Azir's body.
All right. Yeah.
He sort of... It's interesting. He doesn't step, per se. He sort of glides along the sandstone roof. as his robe drags along, but it doesn't emit any sound as he kind of sits, as he stands beside you and he looks up at the moon. Do you know why the merchant princes govern Abu Qinasta?
They have money.
That is half correct. It is because they share a symbiotic relationship with the scarabs that hold our cities aloft. They do so with a very powerful and ancient artifact passed down by Kabu, the scarab god, as a means to protect us from the deserts.
Hmm.
There is a legend in Air Genasi tribes that speak of a vessel that can open a portal to the plane of air. I have come to learn that Azir possesses such an artifact. Eerily enough, however, I found that it can only be wielded by Air Genasi.
Hmm. Oh.
You see where I'm going with this.
I think so.
If Azir does indeed possess this artifact that I seek, I wish to recruit him into our services in order to provide us with new opportunities, as it were.
I see.
However, should I find him dead, then that would mean that the artifact has been passed on to another. I am leaving this to you, Violet, my dear child, to find out who actually possesses this ancient artifact and bring it back to me.
Hmm. So the one thing is that Azir, I'm not sure if he's alive at this point. When I confronted someone who uh, was attacking the Scarabaldine, right?
You can say the coin guard.
That yeah, there was a recent attack on the coin guard, and when I confronted one of the attackers, the I assumed they were Azir. They were not, but when I said that name, there was a sense of recognition, and they specifically said they haven't heard that name in a very long time.
Hmm.
And that's a little bit worrying for the state of Azir, or maybe at least on the state of finding him, dead or alive.
Curious. Quite curious. He raises his hand and he reaches up to the sky towards the full moon, as if he's trying to grab it. If he truly is dead, then that must mean that someone else possesses the artifact, then. Interesting.
Are there any signs of a person possessing the artifact?
Yes. Their affinity for wind magic is without question. They are able to cast the wind at their beck and call without so much as an incantation or without having to perform the standard rituals that spellcasters do. And as he says that, you kind of get a sense of what he means. They don't need somatic or verbal components to cast their spells. They're almost like instant casting their stuff, is what he's saying.
Yeah. Could I make I'm gonna make an argument for an Arcana check where it might be more accurate to be a history check, but could I try and remember how Zephyr casts their spells while fighting? And could I make an Arcana check?
I will give it to you. Yeah, I will give that to you. Yes, I will treat it as an Arcana check because what you're trying to do is that you're trying to recall arcane lore.
14. I think I'm gonna knowledge from the past life on that just to try and boost that up a little bit.
All right, go ahead.
To a 16.
Okay. From what little you had of engaging Zephyr, you know that their proclivity for magic was specifically for air magic was very potent. But you do recall that they would often extend their hand as a sort of means to engage a spell, but they didn't do any intricate hand motions, or you never heard arcane words leave their lips. Not like you can see them, but they never like said or did the typical gestures of a spellcaster.
All right. In that case, I think I have a target.
Do you say that out loud, or is that just more of internal?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that out loud.
Okay, I was trying to make sure.
Yeah.
Do you now? Well, then all is well.
I think so. And specifically, just making sure you want alive, right?
Preferably. I would like to ask them in person, but if worse comes to worse, I am not above darker means.
All right. Well. Yeah.
Now then, regarding the Skara Aldin,
Oh, yes.
what do you know of them?
Well, they're cops. Basically, I don't know. They're the guard of the coin. I'm working with one specifically, an Aarakocra named Squarb. And I don't know. Not necessarily distrustworthy of him, and he seems to trust me well enough, so mutually beneficial.
When you mention Eric Cochran, you notice that your master sort of straightens up a little bit, as if you had piqued his interest. Really now? A member of the avian races. And he sort of turns slowly at you. What is their physique like? Are they healthy?
Yeah. I mean, I can get you his corpse if he dies.
No, my dear Violet. As he
I wouldn't kill him, but
he places his hands on your shoulders, and they it's one of the few times where you feel a warm sensation, as if comforting.
Mhm.
Now, Violet, as much as I do enjoy experimenting on rare species such as his, it would be in poor taste for me to ask that of you, especially if he is your companion? Is that the correct word?
yeah, I'd say so.
Yes, it would be a disservice to him. I also hear tell you are in the company of someone who handles corpses.
Yeah, it's the business like across the street, like 2 blocks down. Stiffs and boards. Yeah, that's it.
Ah, yes. We have done business with them. I still owe her money.
Yes.
He creates another inky void in front of him and reaches inside, and he pulls a small coin pouch, and he then hands it to you. Please give that to her when you get the chance.
Yep, of course.
Now, I also heard that you are in the company of an elven woman who does not hail from Abu Qinasta. Is this true?
Uh, yeah, we don't know much of her origin yet, but you know, she's being helpful.
He kind of begins to like as he speaks, you notice that he begins to slowly circle around you, fascinated by every word that leaves your lips, as if studying you. Does she possess any magical proclivities? Perhaps
Uh,
she can do things that no other elf can do?
yeah, what are they called? Innate magic people, I think. She wasn't casting from a spell book, or um, anything like that. It was basically all from her. So
I see. Was it divine in nature, or was it arcane? Perhaps natural magics?
I would wager arcane.
Fascinating. You truly have found yourself a phenomenal group of compatriots, haven't you, my dear Violet?
Hmm. Yeah, they're doing well so far.
Hmm. Indeed. He begins to straighten his back once more. Good. It will do well for you to learn to interact with others besides the undead. Tell me, when do you leave for your mission for Kasam?
Well, ideally tomorrow, though haven't fully communicated with the rest of the team there. Probably before the end of the week.
That is good to hear. That means you have time to prepare. Allow me to offer you a small gift as a means to protect yourself. And the small little skeleton lizard crawls off of his shoulder and onto yours. Keep that one close to you. It will aid you when the time is right.
All right. Nice.
Yeah, so you
Little
can
guy.
write that in your notes somewhere.
Uh, pet. Pet. Can I just put down lizard?
Yeah, you could probably just put down pet lizard.
Yeah, there we
Just-
go. Look at that little guy. I don't know if skeleton lizards are an official stat block, so it's just
They're
a
not.
little guy in my
just
pet.
just treat it as a lizard.
Yeah.
Um, well, then, this has been an enlightening meeting.
Yeah. Thank you.
I shall speak to you again shortly, Violet. For now, rest up, and I will see
Yes.
you on the next full moon. And then he
Very
just
well.
sort of slips into the void behind him that he created earlier. And you are left alone once more on the rooftop.
How much money was he giving to Serena?
300 gold.
All right.
Holy
Um,
shit!
So I had an idea for a magic item here. Do we have? Is there any sort of idea of like a magic suppressant item thing?
There
So
is precedent of it, yes.
would it be within a budget of say 400 gold?
Let me look it up. Because I don't know if I actually have the item. That's sort of the problem. Oh, I do. Wonderful. Thank God I have this book.
Ideally less than 100, but you know.
Yeah, ideally less than 100. So, actually, let me just see if I can actually look up an item for me on your character sheet for me. Look up the Dispelling Stone.
Dispelling Stone. All right.
See if it actually shows up, because I'm pretty sure I have this book. but-
Yes.
Okay, perfect. That is the closest approximation that I have for you. Until I create a custom item, because I do have an item in mind.
All right. And what would be the budget for a Dispelling Stone here?
This one is exactly 100 gold.
All right. I'll spend the rest of my voucher on that.
Okay, wonderful.
And I will actually give the 300 gold to Serena.
Yeah,
instead of-
Serena, you don't understand. Like, they need a lot of corpses.
Yeah.
That's kind of their business model.
There were a couple that we could have grabbed back at the Coin Guard. but, I
Wow.
was kind of in a rush.
Not cool.
At any rate, the next, the new
In
day.
the enemy, it would have been the enemies, not the.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
I thought
yeah,
you meant
the 3 trainees that you guys slaughtered.
Excuse me, you guys?
Alrighty, so the new day dawns, and you all gather at the Fountain Plaza where you originally met. What would you guys like to do? The day is yours.
Well, at
ready?
this point is where Serena, I believe we have a debt to repay to you. And I'm gonna put the pouch of gold in Serena's hands.
he happily takes it and it's like, oh, it's about time.
How long has that been due?
6 months.
Yes, about 6 months.
Ooh. I'm gonna have to get Facade to deal with that. To mark it off the list.
Yeah.
Uh,
I knew you were good for it, so I didn't press, but rent was coming up, so this helps.
Your wait, real quick question.
Yeah.
Now I'm curious. What did you write for your level of living expenses for
Oh, I
Serena?
live in poor.
You live in poor?
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe I also put poor.
Amazing.
I don't actually know where to find that on my sheet now.
If you if you go to
maybe
inventory and click
in
on the
the
gold,
description.
lifestyle expenses is at the bottom.
Oh, okay. I chose modest,
That's sensible.
right?
Serena
my
came from the
wages came from
Outlands,
Modest.
so
Yeah, Serena came from Outland, so I understand that. And I understand where Violet's coming from. I just wanted to ask, 'cause that's fucking funny. Serena makes bank like every 6 months, so she like
But isn't paid at all between those times.
that's why she has to take so many extra gigs.
I gotta do a quick bathroom break. I'll be right back.
No problem. In fact, why don't we take this opportunity to take a break?
Yeah,
and
all right.
then- And then, yeah, so we'll use the bathroom, and then we will be right back. All right, everybody?
okay.
The summer's on, and I've been living on the beach. Left my shoes and all my troubles far away. Been waiting all year to be here, to ride the wave of the water frontier. The ocean's warm and the tunes are chill. We'll stand here till we get our fill. We're working hard and we're playing hard too. We're gonna do what we gotta do. Time to go big or go home. And I ain't going home, 'cause summer's on. And I'll be living on the beach. Left my shoes and all my troubles far away. 'Cause summer's on. The ocean's underneath my feet. And if the sun is out, I'll ride the waves all day. Everything we've ever wanted's right here. Don't wanna blink just to fight the fear that our time will pass way too fast. And I'll be dreaming of the beach another year. We're gonna have the time of our lives, days and nights with the sun in our eyes, and a wild tide under bluest skies, tearing up the shoreline. 'Cause summer's on, and I'll be living on the beach. Left my shoes and all my troubles far away. 'Cause summer's on, the ocean's underneath my feet, and if the sun is out, I'll ride the waves all day. We're gonna ride away. The summer's on, and I'll be living on the beach. The summer's on, and I'll be living on the beach. Left my shoes and all my troubles far away. 'Cause summer's on, the ocean's underneath my feet, and if the sun is out, I'll ride the waves all day.
Right? Bio break.
Good
So what you're
lord.
saying is I should absolutely redeem another hydrate.
I just realized I tell everybody to unmute their mics, and I'm the one who doesn't unmute their mic. I am
Excellent.
I am a
I have
travesty.
I have 4K channel points, and none of your channel point redeems are have that many points, so I can just do 400 hydrates.
I'll get the bucket. I'll get the bucket. But let's yeah, so I'm glad that we're all back. I'm glad we all managed to let nature run its course, as it were. So then, it is the dawn of the 4th day of the week, so you guys still have a little over 2 weeks left before the migration happens. What would you guys like to do? The day is yours.
If we're ready, we should make for the stables.
I agree. Did everyone grab food?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't think I need food, technically.
Maybe not, but it is wise to make sure you have everything you need.
Let me double check that.
Yeah,
Please do.
I actually don't recall if the reborn need to eat.
I do not need to eat, drink, or breathe.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
nice.
Or sleep.
Yeah, you instead
Oh.
go into you instead go into a weird vegetative state.
So Violet's on night watch.
Yeah. I'm conscious 24 hours a day.
Amazing.
I just am going to sort of a sleep mode. I'm still conscious. I'm just like not
Right.
moving.
Amazing. So, where would you guys like to go now? Now that you've figured out your survival aspect.
Since we're
Yeah.
ready, it sounds like we should head for the
Yeah.
stables.
Yep.
Okay.
Who
So-
has the pendant? Did we decide who took the pendant?
Sorry?
I think you just have it. I
Fair
don't
enough.
think.
I mean, I was the one who was right up in his grill, so.
Yeah.
All right. I will lead the way down to the stables just outside of town then.
Alrighty, perfect. You make your way over to the stables that was marked, or that was notated in the promissory note that Kassar handed you for his favor, and you come across a stable with these large beetles that are just penned up.
I love.
But then there's also along the other side is these very large monitor lizard looking creatures, which you would all know to be sunstriders.
I also love.
So you see a you see a satyr working the stables, and she looks up and she goes, "Well, what can I do you for?"
I will brandish the pendant and say, "We're on a job for a mutual friend. We require transportation in order to complete said task. Would you perhaps be able to accommodate us?"
She looks at the pendant real quick and she realizes, "Oh, I see. You're here with the lizard folk. Yeah, no problem. We got you."
Excellent.
And she gives a hearty whistle with her thumb and her finger jammed into her mouth, and
Ooh.
and you see enough sunstriders for, because I have to remind myself there are 5 of you. Right? So there are 5 sunstriders that sort of crawl out of the stables, and they already have their their bridle and tackle, or whatever it's called. They're,
The riding gear.
yes, that's the word I'm looking for. The reins. That's what I'm looking for. Reins. They already have their reins and their saddles all ready to go. And
Now, just
Suddenly, I'm
flavor
very glad I
wise,
chose Cavalier.
are the scarabs any mechanically different
from
from these whatever these things are? I don't remember.
yes, the scarabs can fly.
Oh, all right. So
Yeah, the scarabs have a fly speed, but the sunstriders move incredibly more faster on land.
I see.
I'm very glad I chose Cavalier for my subclass.
I was not expecting you to, so I'm kind of excited about that.
I'm just thinking about it and how I think Scarab would fit a bit more thematically with Violet.
I mean, either one works.
I don't know. If I can't keep up with the speed, then probably not.
Yeah. So these are just to for perspective. Like I said during our session 0, think of these like not like the rhino lizards from Avatar: The Last Airbender, but about the same size. But these things are like monitor lizards. So
Yeah.
their frills are down right now, but you know, when they're in motion, that's normally when the frill will come up, or when they need to detect something or to threaten something. That's when it will come up. So the satyr makes a point to explain all of that to you guys, and she also points out like, now these Sunstriders are they're still kind of training, but they'll get you where you need to go and back.
Good enough.
So, and they also are keenly attuned to me. So if you ever lose them, they'll come back and we'll know.
Okay, good.
Good.
Well, no time like the present. Hop to it.
That's the plan.
And you see like the the 5 humans that are holding the Sunstriders in place. They hand you guys the reins.
Serena is visibly excited.
Serena, you've actually roll me if you would like, as given your background, if you could roll a nature check if you'd like.
Okay. Nature's not that great, but sure.
Don't worry,
Ooh,
mine's not
shit.
either.
Never
Never mind.
Wow, dirty 20? Jeez. Yeah, you know how fast Sunstriders run.
Okay.
They are Sunstriders are the cheetahs of the desert.
Nice.
When they start going, very little can keep up with them. You also know that wild Sunstriders are very docile creatures. You would know that they don't actively go out seeking prey. And you also know that they try to disengage us more often than not.
So
Okay.
wait, what you're saying is I could potentially go parasailing on the back of my Sunstrider, just tie myself to it with a rope, cast my wings out, away I go?
I'm not saying you couldn't.
That's actually a really clever idea, and I'm gonna want to do that, I think.
I'm I'm not gonna say no to player ingenuity, but I am going to say there's some checks involved. But we'll get to that when you decide to.
Oh, I've got acrobatics. I'm okay.
Alrighty.
Like same idea as. Wait, could you remember in Breath of the Wild
The walrus surfing?
things?
Yeah.
Do that sort of thing.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Yes. Oh God, this is another Serena thing. If you bring that up in conversation, I will allow you to roll a check for that if you'd like to look into that further.
Oh, Squarb is absolutely going to mention the idea of parasailing because that sounds like fun.
Okay. In that case, Serena, history check with advantage.
Okay.
If you would like to remember something related to that.
Yeah, sure. I'll see if anybody's been doing that. Oh God, that's a 6.
You need a 5.
Oh, hey, all right.
So, God, I can't believe I created this. I didn't think it was ever going to come up. I love my players because they bring up lore that I created thinking nobody was going to bring it up.
Happens every time.
It does. Serena,
Yes.
as a member of a desert tribe, you know there are annual races with Sunstriders. But the thing is that they do they effectively do land surfing. they get on top of whatever they can use as a sort of pseudo chariot, be it a plank of wood, some like a shield, some sandstone that they just happen to tie up in the right way. Um, some of them even make like custom made boards for these sorts of things. Sunstrider surfing is a common thing in the desert tribes, and there is an annual competition that they do mostly for bragging rights, but they also do that to kind of help distribute territory and resources.
Nice.
So
Delightful.
but that's about all you know. You've never competed, but you've heard stories from your tribe about these massive lizards running on two legs at high speeds with riders atop with riders dragged behind them. And
Serena takes a glance at her shield.
and yeah, and so you know of this that this is
Yeah.
completely feasible.
So,
Well,
Squire,
while all this is
that's a
going on,
good
I'm
idea.
tying myself up so that I can parasail.
The satyr looks at you and she goes, "Now what the heck? Oh, who am I to stop you?"
Oh, I'm going to tell her outright if she asks.
Yeah.
If she asks, I'm just gonna point at my wings and say, "Vantage point."
All right. Well, I ain't never one to stop somebody on how to ride a sunstrider. So, do what you
Oh,
gotta
don't
do.
worry, I know how.
Okay.
Because fun fact, now I get saving throws again, advantage on saving throws to not get fucking tossed away from my mount.
That's fair. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. So the sunstriders, when they're on all fours, their entire length of body is 15 feet from head to tail. So when they stand up, they are large creatures for the purposes of like these are definitely designed to be mounted as large creatures. Okay, so you guys, I assume I really do have to ask, how do you mount up? You gonna mount up normally, or are you gonna like try to do what old Featherfowl over here is gonna do?
Oh, I was
Serena-
born to the saddle. I'm mounting up like a pro.
Living creatures aren't necessarily my forte. I'm having a bit of trouble getting on this thing. It's a bit big.
Don't worry, the stable hands help you get up.
Serena will mount normally and kind of give scritches.
Okay. You hear a light cooing from the lizard. All right, so I have to now do the fun part. Roll animal handling.
Hey, I'm good at that.
For all of us?
Yep. We'll do a group animal handling.
Oh shit, 22.
Serena's just living up to her character.
The dice tell the story.
And then
Uh,
Violet is
I
also
am
living up to
also
her
living
character.
up to my character. I got a 6.
So
Bugs and dead things are my
This is-
specialty. The
this is
living
amazing.
ones.
So Serena, you kip the reins, and the Sunstrider begins to move, and then as soon as you leave city limits, the frill comes out, and it just begins to pick up speed.
Now's the time to spread my wings.
Yeah, like it begins to pick up speed, and it starts with a steady like 30 feet, and then escalates to 60 feet. And then as it's going faster and faster and faster, it stands upright. It now sprints 90 feet
Jesus.
and just stays at that speed.
As we're going, can I give Violet some tips?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Because as Violet yips, as Violet kips up the lizard, it takes a second to recognize what's going on, and then as soon as it sees your lizard and Squarb's lizard, it then realizes what's going on and bucks and tries to catch up.
Oh.
Ah,
Don't fall off, Violet.
that's gonna be difficult.
Violet looks like a jockey. She's like holding her entire body low to the low to the body of the lizard as it's trying to catch up.
Yeah.
And then Scorp, yeah, go ahead and roll me a acrobatics check.
Yeah, hang on. I'm just double checking the length of my rope that I have. So yeah, no, that's gonna get me at most 40 feet up, which is still a fair vantage point.
Yes.
So acrobatics, total of 22.
You as soon as your Sunstrider yips up and goes into the standing run, you unfurl your wings and you let nature take its course. And you then stiffen your wings to enter the gliding stance, and you catch your rope and you're just now parasailing off of your monitor lizard 40 feet out in the air.
Excellent. I'm going to use my vantage to just make sure nothing sneaks up on us as we're traveling.
Perfect. And then so you guys just kind of go into full sprints. Ember
I would
and
imagine this whole time, Violet has never ridden an animal like this before.
yes,
Not used to it. So I'm bumping all around like, God,
yeah.
shit, ow.
So
The whole time.
So for context for people, so if anybody's ever ridden a horse, you know how those saddles are made, right?
Yeah.
With
I've not
the-
ridden a horse, I've specifically avoided it.
I've never ridden one, but I've played enough Red Dead to know that saddles generally are made a certain way.
Yeah. So how a saddle is generally contoured is that there's this sort of like what's it called? There's like a block that sits in front of you that's meant to keep you and the horse separated, but also is to sort of help lift the saddle, and then the back sort of crests along the back of the horse with the stirrups, the little things that you put your feet in to kind of keep you in the saddle, but also to help guide the horse. The Sunstriders have a similar setup, but because their bodies are more long than they are like stocky like a horse, and because they tend to run upright, the saddle's stirrups and the saddle itself has a sliding mechanism that shifts to fit a standing upright position. So Violet, as soon as your Sunstrider stands up and races to catch up with the rest of its posse, your saddle shifts from being underneath you, like stomach wise, to shifting just below your hip, and the stirrups then shift from having you with your knees bent to having you standing almost upright with knees slightly bent. So you're kind of parallel with the Sunstrider. Sort of like when you do a wheelie on a bike.
Yeah.
These saddles are cool.
I specifically designed them with Sunstrider physiology in mind.
Nice.
So you guys sprint out into the desert. Now then, I will ask, how are you guys going about searching for the missing cargo?
Well,
As
we
you
do
guys are
have
sprinting
that
through the
tracker that Kassar gave us.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll be keeping an eye on that.
Can I use survival to kind of just keep an eye out on the land and see any disturbances?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'll be doing a mix of that and keeping an eye on the tracker.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20, Jesus, you guys are rolling like, see, you guys are starting to roll better now. Like even Scorp had a bad start, but he's getting there. He's making it up.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So you guys are going hard right now. So so you guys so Serena, you do see telltale signs of foot traffic as you guys are sprinting through the desert. You notice that there appears to be large swaths of tracks along the desert dunes, but they seem to be slowly sinking back into the dunes as, you know, time sort of plays its role. But you are able to track and you are able to gauge that at least you know for a fact that you're following along the trade route.
Okay.
Which keeps you guys on board. The pendant Scorb is not reacting yet. It takes you guys about a good half day's travel before it inevitably begins to start pulling in a north-northwest direction.
All right.
And it is a light
I-
tug.
I will call down to the rest of the party and let them know.
Okay. As you guys do so, Squorb, go ahead and roll me a perception check for me, please, with advantage.
You got it.
Ooh.
Both were what? Both were threes? What the heck?
Wah, wah.
Wah, wah.
Okay, so Scorb, you're having the time of your life.
This is too much fun.
Like, this is a different sensation. Like, you've felt the wind on your feathers. You've felt the freedom of flying. Never have you let go of yourself and your inhibitions just wash over you. Then in this very moment when the Sunstrider is just dragging you along for the ride and you are able to just parasail.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little distracting, to say the least.
I call down to the party and say, you guys really ought to try this sometime. I'm sure we could make something to get you guys up here, too.
Mechanical wings have a history of not working.
Oh, I'm not talking about mechanical wings. I mean, shoot, there are other ways to do this.
Meanwhile, you see Squorb slowly enter a Superman flying stance.
Oh, shoot, I don't even remember the Superman theme from that 90s cartoon. It was something like...
Da, 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 da. No, that's
Da,
Indiana
da,
Jones.
da.
Wait.
Ba, ba, da, ba.
That's Indiana Jones.
That's Indiana Jones.
Yeah, it is.
I just
Good
realized
enough.
that. You know what?
Good enough.
Let's be honest. If Superman was Indiana Jones, he'd do that to himself.
Right?
He would hum Indiana Jones's theme song to himself if he could.
Squarb is
Does Superman
absolutely
have
humming to himself up here.
Does Superman have an iconic theme? I can't think of one. I
he
can only
did
think
it
of
as
Batman.
He did it as
cartoon?
90s. It was like da 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 da. That was
Hang
Oh
on,
yeah,
look it up.
maybe.
I believe that was Superman. I might get that mixed up with the Justice League. Like, I'm still half right. He's in the Justice League. He's a founding member of the Justice League.
Hang on, I'm gonna...
I speak for truth, justice, and the American way.
I'm gonna post this in the chat. Hang on. Ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da.
There it is. Yep. There you go.
Ba-da-da, ba-da-da, da, da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da. That's
If you
just what Squarb is doing up
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. If you haven't noticed, chat, we're all a bunch of fucking nerds. like if that wasn't
Oh,
clear,
gee,
Gee.
the D&D podcast people.
yeah, the D&D podcast is full of a bunch of fucking nerds. Just if you haven't figured that
Oh
out.
yeah, it's not like I wasn't just playing Pathfinder on my broadcast 2 days ago.
right. So just to let you know,
Listen, D&D is nerd stuff. Pathfinder is even more. Pathfinder is even more niche.
Pathfinder
Look.
is nerds who like extra.
D&D has been mainstreamed at this point. Pathfinder's not yet.
Look, I like the crunch, and I really like the fact that having a trident is actually something different in Pathfinder.
Sobbing and crying. How dare you?
Sobbing.
There's no reason to have a trident in 5th ed,
Moth, seethe, lol.
right?
Don't care, didn't hear. Don't
Just
wanna
get
hear.
yourself a short spear. It's functionally the same fucking thing.
It's better.
In either case.
Anything that's not a sword, axe, or spear is worse than
Uh.
the sword, axes, and spears, and then anything that's not a sword, really.
Ah, yes. The proper weapon triangle. Thanks, Fire Emblem.
See, that just sounds to me like you're inhaling straight up copium there, Mafia.
Yeah.
I mean, we are, but also continuing
D&D
on.
5e.
Cope and seethe.
It's okay, but literally just reskin a spear to be a trident. It doesn't have to be the actual trident item.
No, I know. It's just ridiculous. I mean, it's not ridiculous. It's one of those things that Pathfinder does that I like.
I
That's all.
get
Yeah.
you. I get you.
Anyway,
So as you guys are going through, Scorb doesn't immediately see it. It takes him a bit to realize after he breaks free from his Superman posing. He you do notice, Scorb, that there is out in the distance. It appears to be a wall of sand just slowly drifting
oh,
towards you.
oh shit! I will use my sending earrings and call down to the party. There's a sandstorm approaching, and that's a problem. On noticing that too, I'm gonna go ahead and start yanking on my rope to get me back down onto my mount proper.
Absolutely.
Nobody wants to be flying in one of those.
Certainly not.
Yeah.
We all saw the mummy.
So, can I do a check to see the safest way to proceed?
You can roll a survival or a nature check.
Okay. We'll do survival. Shit. That's a 9.
It was bound to happen at some point.
Yeah,
I do want to remind you, you do have inspiration points left.
I do. I will use that.
Please do.
So I will gladly take that inspiration point. Thank you kindly.
And here we go again. That's better. That's a 21.
Thank you.
Awesome.
No
yeah.
dying in a sandstorm today.
Yeah. So, Serena, you've experienced sandstorms before. The only way to survive them is to find shelter and wait it out.
Yep.
Uh,
Is there shelter?
with that 21, you can clearly see there is a small outcropping of, what are they called? Of redstone that
Okay.
that you can use to provide that's large enough that you think can hold all of the Sunstriders and you guys till the sandstorm passes.
Okay.
While we're hiding, I'm going to use it to make a computer.
Yeah, I'll guide everyone to there.
Cool. You guys then veer off, going northwest, just a little bit veering off to just straight west, and you go into the outcropping. There is a large, as you approach these large redstone, what's it called, formations, sort of create a arch with a large gaping hole where what seems to be a cave is.
Mm.
Neat.
Which seems large enough to fit all of the Sunstriders in, along with you guys.
Neat.
Perfect.
So you guys all tuck in there. As you guys begin to settle in, you can hear the howling of the wind and the sand outside begin to pick up off the ground as it begins to whip into shape. The sandstorm, without warning, just suddenly washes over you. And you are now beset inside of the sandstorm. But luckily, you are all safe.
Sounds like there's nothing better for us to do right now than sleep through it.
Scorb, you notice that the pendant is pulling.
Oh, shit. Towards the storm?
Deeper into the cave.
Ooh. I will rise and, well, I'll dismount, look at the party and say, the shipment is that way. And I'll point the direction the pendant's pulling.
Huh.
In the sandstorm. That's not very good.
In the cave.
Oh, in the cave.
Yeah.
In the cave you guys are in.
Let's
Well,
check it out.
I don't have dark vision.
I have torches.
I have dark
Oh,
vision
good.
too.
Well, that's very helpful for me.
I'll spark a torch.
Okay. As you do so,
I actually have a torch, apparently.
Alrighty. So if you both want to light up a
can.
torch, or if you just want to keep
Yeah.
the one, I mean, it's 60 feet of light, guys. Like, that's a pretty bright torch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
And Serena will pull out her shield.
Okay.
Torch is only 20-foot radius with an additional 20 dim light. So
Oh,
it's
I
not
guess
60, it's only 40.
I guess they dumbed it down. My bad. I'm used to fucking 3-5 torches, which are 60 feet of light from God knows whatever reason.
Right?
So yeah,
Yeah, I suppose we only need one torch. Do you want your hands free, or should I?
I can. My weapon is one-handed, and I'm not currently carrying a shield.
All right.
okay. So, Squorb, you ignite the torch and you raise it aloft. As you do so, you notice that the cave is littered with various small crystals that glisten against the light of the torch, all the way down till you can no longer see past the darkness.
Huh.
Is there? Oh, are they like fragile enough that I could just break one off of the wall or something?
You are more than welcome to give it a shot.
Is that just a strength check?
Yes, indeed.
That's a good old 9.
This one you try to pull, and there does seem to be some give, but you just don't have enough physical strength to rip it out of the rock.
I have a couple of tools in my little backpack thing. I've never used these before, but I have a little hammer. Could I try and like tap it off?
Yeah, you can certainly do that. So, with a bit of finagling, you kind of just like plink off a small bit of the crystal. You can just write down you have a small crystal in your inventory if you'd like.
Great.
I'll turn towards Serena. You seem to have a way of knowing these things. Do you recognize these crystal formations?
Would I?
You most certainly can try to see if you recall any sort of knowledge. I will treat this as a nature check for you.
Nature. Okay.
So
Well.
you're trying to recall geographical knowledge.
Nope. That's an
Nope.
8.
No, these are just entirely different crystals than what you're used to. You've never seen crystals formed like this before, especially in Red Rock.
Yeah, never seen this before. This is weird.
I don't like this. Everyone be on your guard. I'll pull out my sword as well as holding the torch.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's go.
I just have my shield.
Alrighty.
And then lead the march into the cave.
I already mage armor.
Okay. So you've made armor already. Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Technically, I just have that on always, because it's an at-will spell.
Yeah,
so-
it's 8 hours long. I
Yeah.
assume. So, okay. So that leaves Ember and Visper. They will watch over the Sunstriders in your stead.
All right.
Perfect.
So, because I will still remember that my players are there, even though they are not playing. I am nothing if not capable of making sure my players are still there when the time comes. As you guys delve deeper into the cave, you begin to feel dampness. It becomes the light of your torch can only emit so far, and you start to feel a slight chill. But the pendant continues to pull stronger, deeper into the cave.
White dragon.
Dragon at level 3?
I fucking hope not.
I'm
Listen,
cruel, but I'm not
Maybe
vindictive.
level 5, not level 3.
I'll push off any kind of things kind of like niggling at the back of my head, just telling me not to go on, and I'm going to keep pushing forward.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. Do all three of you continue to push forward?
Yep.
Okay. You continue to push ever forward, resolved to complete this favor for Kassar, the pendant as your guiding light. As you continue down the cave, you begin to hear the small dripping of water off of the... Is it stalactites is the one that's above you?
Yes.
Okay. Off of the stalactites that begin to form. The crystals that you saw at the entrance of the cave become larger and larger the deeper you delve. As you continue, it also becomes a little bit colder the further you go in. At this time, I would like all of you to roll a Constitution saving throw, DC 5.
Ooh, I can do that. Oh,
Glad I got a 7.
So I actually just outright win that if it's DC 5 because my con bonus is +5.
That's fine.
I got a 5.
How did we all roll so low? I guess Scorp is fine.
Scorp has a
Yeah.
proficiency in saving throws for con. So.
Yeah, I've got proficiency in both strength and con for my saving throws.
Okay. The deeper you dive, or the deeper you delve, the colder it becomes. It washes over you just ever so slightly, but you are able to brush off the chills that surround you. Drip, drip, drip. The sound of water dropping off of the stalactites continues to echo throughout the cave surrounding you, creating a sort of monotone symphony within the eerie quiet and din of this cave. Drip, drip, drip. Delving deeper and deeper, you notice that your light slowly begins to fade. You can no longer see 40 feet in front of you unless you have dark vision.
Yay.
Drip, drip, drip. The sound of the water continues, undeterred. Go ahead and make another Constitution saving throw for me, DC 10.
That's gonna be a no.
That's a 17.
Violet.
Oh, Violet, no.
I got a natural 1.
Violet.
Oh,
For our listeners at home.
Violet, as you all delve deeper and deeper, again a chill washes over all of you. This is an unfamiliar feeling for you, as you don't technically feel temperature, but you notice that the deeper you delve, the stiffer your joints become. You are going to take 3 points of ice damage,
Ooh.
and your
Alright.
speed is reduced by half.
Ooh.
Oh.
do we notice Violet slowing down?
You guys have a high enough passive perception? Yes, you would.
It's pretty
Are you
obvious.
all right?
Something strange is happening here.
Can you even feel cold?
Technically, no. I certainly am affected by it still, apparently. My joints are freezing up or something.
Would it help if I were to offer you my blanket?
Might be too late, I don't know.
Are
Well,
you safe to continue with us, or should you go back?
I think I'm fine. We'll just slow down. I might light a torch and keep it close to me.
As you will.
I don't know if that's gonna do anything, but I will have some warmth near me now.
Okay. So, Violet, you ignite one of your torches and you hold it close to you. You can feel the warmth of the flame sort of slowly begin to thaw out the ice. But the light does not go past 40 feet, still within that 20-foot sphere between the three of you. But now you are in bright light. Drip, drip, drip. The water continues to echo throughout the cave. You delve deeper, guided by the pendant. The pull is now phenomenally strong, as if you were being tugged by your arms, Scorb. It continues to pull you ever deeper into the cave. Serena,
Yep.
as the person with dark vision, please roll a perception check for us.
Okay. 17.
17. Serena, you notice that as the deeper you delve, the water remains the same. The water level doesn't rise or lower. It's as if it's hitting the same puddle over and over and over again.
Hmm.
Drip, drip, As it continues, you begin to notice strange things. You seem to have passed by the same formation of crystals at least 3 times as the water continues to echo in your ears. Everybody please make another Constitution saving throw. The DC is still 10.
21.
23. Nat 20.
Ooh, not 20.
Woo!
A second.
Oh,
Nat
God.
1.
Oh no! No, Violet!
Scorb and Serena, once more you feel this chill wash over you, and you simply shrug it off. My dear Violet, the chill embraces you, and it continues to have a hold on you. Please take another 2 points of cold damage, as your movement speed is reduced by half, and you have disadvantage on the next ability check that you make.
Ooh.
Something's not right here.
Yeah.
She shouldn't be affected by this.
I don't know what's going on.
Serena,
Good.
you have better eyes than I do in this. Are we even making any headway?
Yeah, can I do a survival check?
Absolutely.
Is the amulet pulling stronger as we go?
It seems to be.
17.
17. Serena, it feels like you are ever in a spiral. That feels like there is no end by the sense of it. But you do note that you are getting deeper into a cave.
Okay, so we are, but we aren't making progress. Is
In a
what
s-
I'm getting.
In a sense, you are moving forward, but your senses are muddled.
Okay. Huh. Don't suppose medicine would help.
Um, compel me. Explain how medicine would help.
Mostly to figure out what's going on with the physiological effects on Violet and stuff, like what's causing the cold.
I am so sorry, guys. It is 4:30 and
Oh,
I have
yep.
to dip out.
Yep.
Oh, yep, that's a good point. Then let us call it here for now. Well, how about this? Let's do that medicine check because I like that logic. Let's do a medicine check.
15.
15. There shouldn't be anything of a natural nature to cause this.
Okay.
That you understand it. This must be of a magical origin.
So next time, Violet, you will do an Arcana check.
Correct.
Right?
So for now, we will end our session here. As our three investigators, Serena, Scorb, and Violet, continue to figure out what's going on in this cave. Let us see what... Now, normally, I would end it here, but I want to do a raid. I believe I have some friends who are currently...
I am actually
streaming.
about to stream.
Oh, are you?
Yeah. I have a stream planned for tonight, and this is actually ending at a pretty convenient time. I'm setting up my stream going live right now.
Ah, wonderful. Well, then, why don't we go ahead and raid you?
Yeah. I should be live now over at twitch.tv/not_mafia.
Yep. Before I do that, though,
Mhm.
for those of you who don't know, these are the players that we have. We have a fifth player. She just hasn't been able to attend for personal reasons. It's totally fine. But these are all of their links for their individual streams. Please look them up. They are all lovely. I love them dearly. And then, of course, we will be rating Not Mafia here. So give me one moment here to set up that.
While you're
Yes,
doing that,
I
not to
am.
be that guy, but my wife is setting me like my wife is gonna do a full face of makeup for me when we hit 50 followers on Twitch, and I'm literally
Ooh,
5 away. So
Nice.
am I following you yet? I might not be.
Oh, I'm not following you either. There you go.
I
Three
know
well, I
followers away.
appreciate that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know I am. So
That's 2 more. Now I'm 3 people shy of my wife getting to do a full face of makeup for me.
there you go.
So, if you feel like it and you want to see a typically fairly masculine dude get his face done up in an incredible way, come check me out.
Indeed. But since this is the end of the session, I have to give you guys back your inspiration points. I never got to use them.
Aw.
Also, Hetty, much obliged. Thank you so much.
Yeah, he died for all. So, with that in mind, guys, we will continue this again in our 4th episode next Sunday. Hopefully at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. With some variation, just keep up with my Twitter if you guys would like to learn more about the Sand and Shadow, and keep up with these guys. Like I said, go follow them. They're awesome. Show them some love. Frog, are you ever gonna get back to streaming soon?
Hey, I streamed last Wednesday.
I was gonna say, I definitely saw
just-
Frog's recent
I
broadcast.
did. I'm just saying, like, I get it. It's tough. It's tough.
Yeah, mostly it's my work that's stopping me right now. I'll probably stream next week.
Okay. Well, with that in mind, I realized that I canceled the raid by mistake.
Oops.
Whoops.
That was my. I was trying to hit raid now, and I accidentally hit cancel raid. So let me just do that one more time. That is an M, not an N. There it is. Bam. There we go. Okay. Sweet. Alrighty.
There
With
we
that
go.
in mind, guys, get something to eat, stay hydrated, get some rest. I will see you guys next time, and hopefully, maybe I'll stream sometime this week before Sunday too. We don't know.
Do it. Do it.
I'll see what happens. Life has kind of got me by the collar right now. But until then, guys, I love you all. Have a good night.
Stay safe, everybody. Good game.
Bye.
Bye. Kind of.